I get that
versus.
I get it. I was
Megan,
get it. But
hey Megan.
I'll get January.
She just wants to say hi.
And
Where would you like this at?
there should have.
20 something. Yeah. Come on. I'm sorry. You want to start with your long? I do apologize. Sure. Is it?
Don't have to say.
Where we at? We had it all passed.
Yeah, we're not. Hey,
We'll call the 2026 Crawford County Council. Budget hearing.
Your second or your third blue tag.
Okay, I think the first thing, we have new people. And for the new people, my name is Jackie. I'm the nemesis. I made this bigger so it was more readable this year, and I've added some columns to it, which is one reason why I made it big. For those of you who are new, this is a snapshot of our operating funds and where they currently sit in the 18-month cycle. And I'll go down county general here and explain the lines. So line 1 is the budget request. Line 2 is that money that's left appropriated for the current year that we still have to spend. And then the 100,000 is additional appropriations that we've left in the budget here that may or may not happen in the last 6 months of the year for county general, making our need for 18 months, $8,862,000. The next group of letters or of numbers, the actual cash balance as of June 30th was 2 million. Then there's an estimation of taxes to be collected in December, and that's just property taxes, that's not excise. And then the 1,092,000, that is our estimated revenue that we anticipate coming in the second half of the year for county general. And that is 90 and 95%, depending, except for the income tax dollars, and they're at the full 100% because we know that's what we're going to get. Then the B line is all of next year. That includes our excise taxes, our recorder's fees, our interest, our income tax dollars, all of our money that's not property taxes coming into county general. Giving us the fact that we will have 6,445,000. Meaning we need to raise at least 2,417,000 to fund what is being requested and what's left to spend in the 18-month cycle. The next line is the cash operating balance, and I'm excited about this one because I think we're going to pretty much get to leave it there. It is the cash operating for the end of the year and the new circuit breakers that are out there, making us say that we need to raise 4.283 property tax levy to fund all of this in county general. Any questions on that part of it? When you get out here from the highway restricted out to the end, we end at that cash operating balance. That has to be in a negative. When that's in a negative, that means we have more cash than we need to fund, so it's fundable. And they are all in a fundable position. So if you drop down to the bottom, these are the new circuit breaker losses. We have those new deductions that went away and they're now credits against the property tax bill. And they're broken down by fund by the type. And we had our circuit breakers. And then we had the age and disability. If you have had that deduction in the past, you get $125 credit on your bill. And the homestead and age is $150. The homestead is 10% of your bill up to $300. And estimates put out by the Department of Local Government Finance. They're probably high, but I have no way of figuring those out, so we're going with their estimates. And that means that our circuit breaker loss in county general is $566,000. Of that 4,283,000 we're gonna raise, 566,000 we're not gonna get. And that's attributed in that 1866. Which would leave us with 1,000,003. Now, when you put the whole picture together, general, election, health, reassessment, CCD and MS, we're 686,000 over levy. However, and that's the lowest we've ever been. However, we have a lot of things that are advertised in county general, and they're advertised out in lit and public safety. To the tune that we'll get rid of that, and you'll see those. And we'll be rid of those.
That's wonderful.
So you have the ability, and we left them there, they requested them, and then. I talked with Chad and Wendy, and we decided to put them in over in the lit columns, cause that's what we raised that lit for.
Yeah.
Is to pay for those, and that'll pull it out of county general, that was what we finally bit the bullet for. And it's paying off.
It's good news.
Yeah, cause I think you'll easily be, I mean, we've worried in the past where we could give a 1% raise or a raise at all. I don't think you have that worry this year. I think once you do remove those and do your cuts, then you'll have the ability to give some raises that you want to give. If you want to give. Any questions? I was excited when I saw it.
Yeah, imagine.
She called me, I thought it was a lot. All right,
I did do one other thing because I had trouble with highway restricted and non-restricted. I broke it out on the sheet here. And it shows you that they are both fundable in the way they are, including the $463,000 loan that got paid back from the wrong fund. When you,
Well, it got paid back, so what happened
you
was,
paid it back from the restricted fund, and that won't
it
work.
went from the restricted to the unrestricted, and then from the unrestricted to rainy days. That's the only way that we can pay, that's the only way we could do it. Like, we
But
didn't.
you can't do that. You can't take it from, you cannot take it from the restricted fund. It has to come from the non-restricted fund.
Why did State Board of Accounts and Harris both tell us to do it that way?
Was that the ledger adjustment?
No.
You
that was
didn't,
that
you
90
didn't
day
put,
law.
you didn't put it in the restricted fund. You put it in the highway fund. So it has to be paid from there, but it's,
So we can fix that.
yeah, it's fixable, and that's what that 463 on there is. That's an obligation, but we still have to pay that back. It's not paid back. And
So-
I,
Jackie, on 1176, it looks like to me that their salaries and benefits come to the 1.2 million roughly, and it looks like that they have 100,000 a month going in there, which is about 1.2. So should we never spend anything out of the 1176? Never approve any additionals out of 1176?
well, it all depends. They've got, they have 1,500,000 coming in.
Coming into there?
Yeah, because they've got wheel tax, don't you have wheel tax?
We do now.
So we've got it going to,
Okay,
community crossings.
Let me see. It can't go in a community crossings fund. It can go in one of its own and match community
Well, that's
crossings.
what we call it.
Yeah.
It's the match, yes. It's strictly for the match.
Let me look at that.
What was it called from the?
And she can go ahead and say hello to you all. I'm sorry.
I can tell you where I get those revenues. It's not what I want. I think part of it might be.
Since we're trying out the way right now, she'll be the third blue tab.
Blue tab. Something.
No. And you can turn your book around when it says right on it.
Yeah, the hell, the first. Oh, I know.
There's something going in there to the tune of 170,000. 203 a year. Let me.
Said 13.5, and that's what I.
Worked really
So
hard.
that's the gasoline back.
Yeah, the gasoline tax alone is $1.1 million.
Yeah, see, that was my question.
Well, we done
Keep us all calm.
it.
I've felt for a long time they were over, they were not, that wasn't funded well.
Well, it's easier to see now that he's broke out his budgets.
Okay,
Yeah. When you made him do that.
I wasn't
That's where I
letting
see
you do
there too, he's got like the performance pay, only half of it's coming out, so 11 says.
only half of it.
Yeah. Let's get costs up there, yeah, I think she's gonna get the road pay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
Go
okay.
ahead and I can answer their question later.
I just wanted to say good morning.
Oh, it's
and,
yours.
I'm not asking for anything different than I've asked for. No changes ever. So, and I wanted, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. You know, anybody that wants to volunteer, I'm like looking.
It's the other blue tab. Okay, almost right
It's the
there.
third blue tab,
Oh,
Bill.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get that out of your way.
It's all right.
First thing, what you got in there is a mixture.
What do you get administrative then? It's just-
No, I don't. I did, and I kept that in there just in case. I have a hard time finding people that want to do this, and just being perfectly honest. So if there was opportunity for someone who wanted to do that, I wanted to make sure this money was there.
Okay.
Because honestly, all I would need, like, if I could find somebody to do that position, then, like, right now, we have a very big wait list because, we don't have a lot of volunteers. But if I could find a person that would free me up to go visit all of these kids on a regular basis, and if I could visit the kids on a regular basis, we would have a 0 wait list. So, cause I do all of the behind the scenes things, I just don't have the time to go see them every month.
Sure.
So if I could see them every month, then I would have a 0 wait list. But until I find that person, this is where we're at, so.
It says fees collected.
And then what? So I mean, you could get somebody if you find somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that position available. I just, yeah.
Yeah. The questions was pretty simple.
Yeah.
All
Thank you for being first.
right,
Yeah.
thank you guys, I hope you have a nice day.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you for what all you do.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me do it.
Unless we permits and stuff.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you when it's
Okay, they are doing that.
Yeah,
Have at it.
because it says police.
I think we're still.
Fees collected,
Yeah.
so that's probably permits he's selling out there. His reported collections monthly. And that's to the,
That was be a one time thing. But that was like for the, like bids for somebody.
You wanna holler for Chase?
Oh, I thought we were skipping them. I thought you forget, so.
No.
Yeah, it's just bids. That's it.
no, but every time somebody wants to do a road cut or
Like you do this,
anything, just for it. And it's,
Really? I'm delighted.
it's constant year out right here.
Three maybe.
For some reason, I sure did.
I'm like a foot and a half taller.
What job do you do? I don't, oh, oh. Okay.
That's okay, a lot of people don't know, and I found out a while ago that people come to me like, what is it you do again? Like, you think it's a bad thing, you don't know the right. But generally speaking, if you've been in my office, you're not
Yeah,
having a good day.
that's what I used to tell people. People go, you don't know me, do you? And I said, that's a good thing. It's very-
All right. canine special, you
I
know,
don't know who it is.
Go up.
prosecutor.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any reason to.
Anything special you want to talk about, anything you trying to slip through, or?
Well, I'm not slipping anything. I think it's blatant what it was I'm requesting. It's significant raises for my staff. It would bump my receptionist from the 33 she is now to 41. My 40 administrator to, I'm sorry, 42. My 40 administrator to 42 and my investigator to,
26.
no, he's paid out of 4 different parts of the budget to 48. The investigator is this like Frankenstein's monster of a salary. So part of it is the county general, part of it is the 40 third part of the county general. He's also paid out of my diversion fund and my deferral fund. And frankly, it's so that I can pay him what I think he's worth.
I'm just looking to see.
I mean, he is a sworn law enforcement officer that works for me. He basically does kind of whatever I tell him to do. He frequently has to do paper service for subpoenas, or I'll have him on the run to do.
What do you make it 24?
24, he would have made 38, I think, 36 or 38.
So when you did your paper and all these figures, is that counting what he's
I'm
submitted?
looking right now to see, I've got it, I just have to look it up. So pretrial funds. What were the other ones? Diversion,
County jail. Big county jail.
county general,
I did.
diversion funds, and you had a fourth one.
So he's paid out of fund one, he's paid out of 009, which is the prosecuting
Right.
attorney's part of the general, and then 825, which is the 40 part of the,
Okay, in county general.
yeah,
And his other two funds
our diversion and deferral. Yeah.
are fundable. They don't have a lot left next year.
That's not true. One of them has like 52,000 left in it.
At the end of next year,
No, he's talking about like right now.
yeah, at the end of next year, unless there's more money coming in than lately, there'll only be about 16,000 at the end of next year.
So those funds more or less are revenue neutral. The amount that comes in through diversion payments and deferral payments basically offset, well, as of this year, offset the amount of money that I spend. Now, the problem is I am deficient in how often I request those funds be moved.
You moved from where?
I have no idea where it moves from. I just know that if I do the fund request from, well, actually I do know. It comes out of the user fees fund, which is 2508, which is where the infraction
Can't
occurred.
move funds.
I know this. I know this. And that's what I had been preaching, but
It has to be budgeted from the user fee fund, not moved.
Well, the problem is that by statute, the diversion and deferral funds are completely controlled by the prosecutor's
I
office.
understand that,
So
but they have.
the
to
way
be
the ordinance, let me
appropriated by
finish,
the
so
county
let me
council.
finish, the way the ordinance is written. The money is supposed to be after the administrative costs associated with the program. Then the rest of it goes to the prosecutor's office. The money should have already been directly deposited into the diversion deferral funds, which I've been preaching for years. As did my predecessor and her predecessor before her and her before when she was there before. We've been arguing that that's not how the ordinance is supposed to work, that it's not supposed to be we request the funds. But we have to do that quarterly or as often as we do it, when the money's supposed to be directly deposited into those funds when they're collected.
So when you bring the receipt of collections in, do you tell it to go into that fund?
I do.
So why is it going in the user fee fund?
I don't get a receipt of collections. I don't get a report of collections from the prosecutor's office. I get one from the clerk. And every fund she has listed on there and where it's supposed to be put, that's where it's put.
Okay,
But
we'll get it
These
from the
figures-
Board of Accounts that it can't be moved. Statutorily, it can't move from one fund to another. It just you can still spend it. It just has to be appropriated within those funds. And we'll get that. But for this year, for 20. Cause I only show 5,000 going into pretrial for the year. So, but we'll get that in writing for you. It just makes more difficult to put the salary in 5 places, but that's what has to happen.
This investigator paralegal, that's the,
That's the position, yes, yeah.
that was, I just see the
Well, so
one little piece here, different.
you said, are you talking about the county general and why it's in 2 different places?
Yeah, that's what you just said, just,
Well-
that's why I was just trying to find them all.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when specifically in the county general fund, it's 1103 and 1105. And there's a whole, it's really only supposed to be at 1103. To be frank, the reason why it's in 2 different places is when we drew the payroll one month, we drew it from the line item and we had to pay the line item back.
6,300, 1103.
And his 4D gets reimbursed back to the county at 66%. That 4D department.
Which is actually part of my rationale for why it is I'm asking for a raise for my 4D administrator. I mean, frankly, you're getting an employee at half the cost. But my 4D administrator and my office admin are paid exactly the same, but it costs the county exactly half, or it's 66%. I'm just asking that the county is reimbursed less, functionally reimbursed less, and she is paid the more amount of money.
Basically, you use a percentage on these increases.
I use the percentage that I would email whenever it was I was. But don't ask me what the percentage is for, it's whatever is in the email.
No, he's asking about the wages, Chase.
No, I used the surrounding counties and, you know, roughly where they were, and I more or less picked the number that I thought was equitable amongst those.
Say that one. Once you,
Which one?
the increases in the salaries.
Sure. So for my 3 employees, it would be raising the 40 administrator and my office manager to 42,000. And it would be raising my investigator to 48,000. I had a really fun number I was gonna tell you guys why I'm good now. That if you take out the infraction deferral and the diversion funds of which, you know, are funds that are collected to my office, what it is, it costs the county for my office, not counting the reimbursement, it's $12 a person. That's what you guys get. So that is, so if you take the amount of money, which is the salaries, the funds in Department 009 and Department 825. If you add those numbers up and you divide them by the current population of Crawford County, that means.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I was thinking,
That number
I
makes-
thought you were saying it's only costing us $12 per person. Your math ain't mathing with me.
I mean, math is not the strong suit, Troy. Even I will screw up that math. For what it's worth, if you wonder why it is I'm asking for the increases, I have their full job descriptions. I can leave these. If you guys. What it is actually is entailed as being the office manager, who is also my diversion deferral coordinator. What it is to be to be my office, 4D person and my investigator, and what actually goes into the job that I make them do. You guys go look at it later.
What was it you said that Dan made last year?
38 is, I think, what the number is.
So I was looking at Gateway and it says 20.
Well, but that's misleading because that's the amount that
From
is
one,
from the county general, that doesn't account for diversion.
okay, that was the other fund.
Yeah.
So what was it?
Were you all asking about Dan or?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about,
No, I'm sorry,
administrative.
no, so it was 38 and change. What'd you say? Chase,
That sounds right. I could attempt to do that math quickly if you want to.
nervous. Yeah.
You got that. Speak after. That's what. Except for the.
Sure.
I do 35.
Different press together.
And I recognize that it's a substantial increase, but like I said, it's based off of. So I'm very happy with the staff I have. They're very good at their jobs and I think they're gonna be here a while. But if we're talking about retaining or replacing them in the future, I have to compete with Harrison and Orange and all other counties to get people. To get them to work here. And I realize it's a problem every office has, but. You know, my office, in addition to being a county office, is functionally working as a law firm within the county. And one of the really unfair things, as you guys know, is all prosecutors and full-time chief deputies in the state are paid the same. So I mean, like I'm unbelievably lucky in Crawford County and I'm constantly in Marion County, right? And that's how the math works out. But I get the same rapes, murders, arsons, and level 2 drug dealing cases that other counties get. And especially when we're in trial, last week was a really good example, or week before rather, it was a really good example where everything comes to a stop and my staff has to basically do everything while we're working, because we are very lean. I mean, it is what it is.
The only thing I've always had trouble with. Years when people say surrounding, and I mean, I was there too, they look at my surrounding, but then.
They also have more money, yeah.
You can't look at, if you compare the surrounding income.
Right, and that's why I said where it's a little different in that yes, the income is different, but. You also have to account for if I were to hire somebody else, I have to get them to drive here, which is fine. Except, I mean, to be blunt with you, one of the reasons why one of my staff didn't take the job that I offered to her. Was she would have to drive to Crawford County and she had small children, like, well, there is the daycare, there isn't a girls' inc she can go to after. So it's, I have to offset that by, obviously obviously the income of the surrounding counties would be different. Like I said, in the case of my office, I also have, with the interstate going through, the cases that I have are comparable to surrounding towns.
Madison's a long way to drive every day, and
It's not fun. I don't recommend it.
All right, well, let's see where we shake out and we'll revisit it, I guess.
You guys know where to find it. Anyway, yeah, usually.
so is there anything else like, okay, no software changes or anything like that?
Do you want?
No software changes?
I didn't
or
see nothing else. clear.
No, so what,
or anything like that?
it's not shown in the budget, but I mean, I pay for it through the budget. What our technology, luckily, it's all state software, like we don't pay for it. What we do though, if you check, it's usually around the same time every year. It's everybody gets a new computer every year, so the intent is it's a 4-year technology retention schedule. Like the laptop I just replaced was from 2018, and it's screeching blood every time I try to turn it on. But no, when it comes to dues or fees or anything, those don't change, luckily for my office. So no, we don't have to buy yet another new system. Go, Sean, go. Alright. You guys need me to call me, I'll see
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
It rains, it's pretty stout, guys, I'm just
We
saying,
just gotta keep checking on them, because
that's
you're
ridiculous.
scaring us.
I give you the increased pay, but good God. That's a little, that's excessive. I have a feeling they're all gonna be like.
No,
that
no, we didn't do that.
For 20.
No.
29, 29.9.
Don't worry, we got research to back it.
We didn't even ask for anything. That's a real good reason. 12% is better than 30.
All right.
isn't it?
I could get on
I
board.
guess we do the judge, all right?
Then you'll be happy with our budget, that's joy.
Yeah, if
We're
you're
not
not,
any money and see where we're at.
you're not changing anything, just buck salaries might be changed. Yep.
Everything else is just the salary, that leave them
Which one?
the way they
One of them
are.
was 30, one of them was 25.
Yeah.
See what we can do for everybody is, oh, would be nothing.
Okay, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
One of them was almost 50%.
He's smoking crack.
We don't want to be the mess.
If we do that,
Somebody-
when you get back to the highway, then they're gonna.
Well, yeah, that's what, yeah, that's like a 58.
Yeah, it's better to.
Just-
Huh? I agree.
Interesting.
How are you?
Jason Chief. I thought I was the way to that.
Where's your
Shepherd
at?
at?
Has he been sick or you been around?
Yeah, well, he's sick for
What,
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I got a bobcat. I got a bobcat problem.
Oh.
Found one Friday, his whole throat was gone again.
Told your grandpa, I said,
Yeah.
Steve.
We got
yeah,
all
what
over.
you-
Killing your
cows
sheep.
on
Sheep,
your dog.
a donkey, it's,
Them donkeys are useless.
thank you.
Yeah.
I need a dog, but they're all down, the ones I found are really far away and they're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Anatolian Shepherd that watches our
Yeah,
sheep.
that's what.
I've never really had
Is
this
that
problem,
right?
but
They're not.
I've got two now in the last month, they just, the whole throat's gone.
That's what I was
I
gonna say.
couldn't hit the whole wall with it. I couldn't, standing right here, I couldn't hit the whole wall.
We had a calf, and this looked like he got on the back and just ripped his skin off.
Yeah, yeah, it had this whole, like a big claw mark, gigantic, down his whole face, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Got good news?
A whole lot of news, period, really, I mean, I don't know how you guys wanna do this, I'm not real formal about it, but I assume everyone's got the proposed budget or everything that turned in.
Yep.
And, really as you've already noticed, I would imagine that only major change or significant thing would be the wages for my two staff, Jamie and Cecilia. That's the only big changes that I requested, and I'm ready to explain that and talk about that, and if you guys wanna do that now and go over the rest. Everything else kind of remained the same.
I say everything else was the same.
My PD budget, everything else the same. The only, just now being in this a few years, the only thing in my budget that is kind of a question mark that tends to be a headache is dealing with trials. You know, I hate to request a gigantic amount in the budget for to pay the jurors or the meals, if realistically, I don't think I'm gonna use it. But there's no way to know how many jury trials you're going to have in a year. And it's pretty simple when the guys in the jail or the gals in the jail start seeing not guilty verdicts come to the courtroom, they file fast and speedies. They have a right to have a trial in 70 days, or you gotta let them out. So you got a bunch of jailhouse attorneys who think they know the law better than everybody else, and when they see a not guilty guy come through the courtroom and gets acquitted, they think they're gonna be the next one. So that makes you have more trials. It's how fast can we go? I want my trial, I want my trial. So that makes it hard to anticipate how many trials we are realistically going to have in a year. Typically, I would sit here and say, 3 or 4 jury trials in 2026, probably realistic. I'd like to say 2 or 3, but at this point, I think 3 or 4 is a pretty safe number to say you're gonna have like 3 or 4 trials.
I mean, you had last year.
This current year that we're in,
Yeah.
I think we've had. I think I had 3 for sure, maybe 4. We just had one last week.
Yeah.
I had one a month before that. I don't think we had one earlier in the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 or 4.
I know, yeah, I think we've had 3. So I don't have any reason to believe that 26 will be any different. And that's. And then we've had this conversation before, along with your jury trials. If the person is found guilty, you're gonna get an appeal. There's automatically gonna be an appeal.
Does that come back to you, the appeal?
Goes to the Board of Appeals, but how it hurts us is we have to pay for their attorney usually. So. Person has a public defender at the trial court level, they're gonna have a public defender all the way through the appellate process. And then we got mine. And they don't, the defendant's not paying for it, it's not their money. Sure, of course they don't be, why not? And so that's just another added cost, but that's the bulk of the budget. It all has to do with trials, appellate, PD, jury trial and pay and all that has to do with the trials. Everything else in the budget kind of stays the same, really. But I'll give you these wrong. Now this has to do with the number and the request for Cecilia and Jamie. I'll talk about and explain. This is just my explanation as to how I got to the number I got. And how I got to the number that I got to, and how I would anticipate my office. How I would anticipate my office coming up with the money to do it. I'm not really asking the council for more money. I generate the money to make up the difference. And I have for the last 3 years. I've just never asked for it back.
Here, give mine to Wendy.
I got one more card.
I mean, Wendy, give mine to Wendy.
Did you get an
Yeah,
extra?
I got this one.
Okay. Good?
Wendy, do you have one? Give mine to Wendy.
Okay. So I gave you two sheets. The sheet with the smaller print. The sheet with the smaller print. That's just what all this, that's every county around us. And that's what the court staff of every county around us makes. And so as you can see, every county around us, all the court staff does the same thing. In every county, for every judge's office. And my two ladies make significantly less than what every county around us. I mean, they make like $32,000 right now, 32 and a half, I think. And so it's nowhere even close to being what every county around us make, and they all do the same job, and they all know it. And that's the problem.
Is this representing the bailiff? Court
Yeah.
reporter?
It would be the court reporter and bailiff, or that's my two staff. So my problem is, how do I set up a straight face and look Jamie and Cecilia in the eyes and tell them you're worth $32,500 when they know good and well that every individual around us makes significantly more. They all go to conferences together. They all call each other on the phone to get help and ask questions. They're all friends. So they know what everyone in the other counties make to do the same job and deal with the same types of people day in and day out. And I don't have a reasonable answer to give them as to why they should keep making a lot less than what everyone else makes in the same job. That's the numbers from the other counties. That's how I got to where I got. And then the other sheet that I gave you is our public defender reimbursement. Set up with the program for the state of Indiana, where every quarter, Jamie does all of the paperwork and pulls all the numbers together and submits everything to the state of Indiana every quarter as they request. And then we get reimbursement. My office gets reimbursement back for public defender reimbursement. That's what my office has received every quarter since 2023. So we're getting around, as you can see, $40,000 to $50,000 annually that my office gets back. I've never seen a penny of it, never come back to my office. I've never said a word about it. It goes straight to the county general fund. So in reality, you guys are have given me $150,000 for my public defenders every year. Every year I've gotten back $40,000 to $50,000 in reimbursement that's gone back into the county general. So realistically, I've only spent $100,000, if you do the math that way. But the long and short of it is, yes, I'm asking for a healthy, substantial raise for Jamie and Cecilia. I get that. This is my explanation, or this is my reasoning as to how it could be explained, funded, because I'm getting that money back every year and I've never touched it. It goes back into the county general fund for other things.
You get, from the court reporter, when you got a trial, you charge them for the, transcript. Do you bill the attorneys for the transcript, or is that part of the?
If the defendant has a public defender, county pays for the transcript. If they have a private attorney, they have to pay for their own transcript.
Yeah, that's what it is. So the private attorney, then they pay the county. Okay.
And how I do it, is I have found a lady in court and be able to do transcripts now really fast and a lot less expensive than other people around. And so if you get a private attorney who's gonna do an appeal, or a private attorney that wants a transcript, I just make the attorney or the defendant post basically a down payment, a bond, into the case. Make sure they're gonna pay for it, but if it's a public defender, we pay for it. And if it's not, then they pay for it. But yeah, I mean, like for instance, the trial that we just had, it's the trial that we just had was like 8 days or so. And a transcript on something like that's gonna be a lot. I mean, it's just so much. Like one transcript that we did, that comes to mind was like $11,000.
That's what I wanted to get a basic idea.
Yeah.
Of.
Not all, that's out of the ordinary. That was, I forget how many days worth. But it was like $11,000. Most transcriptions are 2,000-3,000 tops. But this one was crazy. Just because of the amount of exhibits that had to be put in.
So on those figures, they're like Orange County and Harrison County, the 45, is that is like, that reflects the bailiff and the court reporter's salary?
That's the average of what they each make. That's what.
So their comparison and their duties and whatever. And
Right, so, yeah, for instance, like.
Cause I see such a difference.
Yeah, every county's different. Every county's all flat a little bit. The numbers, that's an individual salary that the person makes. And so they all perform the same duties. That's what you're.
Yeah, I just wondered one was a little bit more than the other. I didn't know if there was a reason behind that.
It is all based upon whatever the county allowed, was budgeted for. I think that if you get up to Floyd County, I talked to Judge Brown 2 weeks ago. And Floyd County, I think his staff's making up mid-50s to 60. But there's more money there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's the explanation of that.
Everything else looks pretty good, just, if no other ones, we'll just go through it and see where we're at the end of the day and then come back and revisit the races. We're in pretty good shape, I think it's, we get through, we're gonna be able to do something.
Yeah, I get it. Look, I cringed when I wrote it in. I get it, but I just.
Well, I get it too. I mean, that's why I'd rather show the door open every day. I'm not 15 minutes.
I respect the guys and what you're doing. I know how tight money gets. But I'm just not, I'm pretty blunt and I'm just being honest with you. I don't have a good reason to tell them they're not worth what everybody else makes, because they are. And I can't do my job if they're not here. Or if I have to replace, Jamie or Cecilia and start fresh with someone else who doesn't know what we're doing and doesn't know the process. It's a disaster. I couldn't have it. I'd have to pull staff away from Steve Owen, Judge Owen, to have a trial if I had to start someone from scratch, because there's too much to learn. But they are very valuable. I don't have a reason to tell them that they're not worth it, because they are. And this PD reimbursement.
That's why I say on the reimbursement, it's down a little bit from what it was before.
Yeah.
You think that
It fluctuates.
It'll.
It fluctuates, but it hovers around 10 to 11 grand, of course. So, and I've already told my PDs, they're locked in, they're not getting raises, so they need to say it where they're at, get comfortable. The numbers of cases are staying relatively the same. So all that's good. I don't really see much of anything else change. So, but no, I get it.
Okay.
You have any questions for me in the meantime, y'all give me a call, text me or call me. But I wanted to print this stuff off so you can see how that I'm not insane or crazy. That's how I got it for me. Alright,
Thank you.
all right,
Thank you.
guys have a good one.
All right.
Heard you were talking, scared off, I left the room. Hi, where do you want me? Oh, thanks. Hey, good morning. Oh. Oh, great, cupcakes. Did you bake?
No, make it for it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. All right, so you got, budget submitted in front of you, okay, all right, first of all, your county employee Megan's doing a great job. Megan Mitchell, I think she's been with us 2 years, so. And, I know you know her, probably most of you do, so any questions offhand about anything, did you look at it? Before I talk a little bit about what we've got going on and. So let's see, I think that last year when I came in here, not that you remember last year. Because I'm sorry, I barely do, so, anyway, I had mentioned, the growth that we're having, and actually, we're even higher this year than last year, and I'm talking mainly about our youth programming. The schools are, we could be there every day, and we can't be, but we could be. I actually are, last year total with 4-H in our classroom Clovers project or initiative, which is 4-H, we served 925 youth. And that was up 200 youth from what the year before, I know. And we're gonna be higher next year. I mean, just this fall alone. Well, you know, school, and actually Brandy hit me up last spring and she's wanting to do things, and so now that'll include the high school. So it's a challenge just because of time, but otherwise, we love being in the schools, and that's where probably our biggest growth has been. We've got, you know, events that we're doing programming, whether it's STEM or ag or health, and it's, like I said, they put us in, they wanted us. I know when they were talking about going to that 4-day a week, which I don't know what's gonna happen to that, where they wanted us there every Monday, and honestly, we can't be there every Monday. They wanted us to do specials, and we can't give every Monday. But, you know, maybe we can a couple times a month or something, but. So anyway, like next month, we got Ag Safety Day, and that's for all 4th graders. One of the big projects we got going on right now is Southern Indiana Community Healthcare and Purdue Extension. We partner together. Stephanie, I'm gonna want you to do something in the paper with this.
Yeah.
We got $6,500 from them, and we're putting, vertical grow towers in each of the elementary schools. Those are, you know what those are? They're like, kind of like hydroponics in a way. And they hold 28 plants, and their plan is, obviously, we're teaching the kids about growing their own food. But also, some of that food will probably end up in the cafeteria. And then we're going to expand that, and I know South and East already have said they want the smaller hydroponic gardens for each of their classrooms. So we'll probably end up doing that. So that whole thing is, so we'll be in all 3 schools with in classroom gardening. That's the big thing. We've got Ag Safety Day next month, for all 4th graders. We've got, if anybody serves on any, boards, nonprofit boards, we're doing Building Stronger Boards November 5th over at Patoka Lake Winery, and I know Community Foundation is going to help subsidize the $100 registration costs. And we've got a park coming up November 6th. So those are just a few of the bigger things we've got coming up the next 2-3 months. Still out grant writing, getting grants.
getting denied for a big grant. I'm sure you all feel that pain because you probably get the same thing, but it was a little frustrating. I partnered with Indiana Rural Health Association. It was a big 3-year grant. What has served this county well with diabetes education. Got a score of 91 out of 100, all positive comments, nothing negative. No feedback, negative feedback like, oh, do this instead. And we didn't get the grant, so I don't know, so we go after everything and anything. But between Community Foundation, Southern Indiana Community Healthcare, Premier Ag Companies, 4-H Foundation, Farm Credit, Farm Bureau, Superior Ag, we're getting in additional funding. That helps us that helps subsidize really our programming year round, so. Any questions anybody has right now?
So how did you base your receptionist? There's like $1,000 increase, right?
Yeah, what is
I
your,
think she took the 3%.
3%.
That's what I was,
$100 a month.
that's what I was.
yeah, I mean, we just utilized Wendy's guidance on it.
All right. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went with last year. I told her she could put more if she wanted, but they went with last year, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks for not increasing to $30,000. I really appreciate it.
You might be the only one that did.
Yeah. So far, you're,
You're the winner.
well, thanks. Hey, if anybody ever knows of any funding out there, funding opportunities that aim like at youth in particular, let me know. I mean, we pretty much have a good pipeline into it, but also the health side too. I mean, I don't know how we got denied, but I think we rank the highest in the state for diabetes.
Yeah, which we highlight.
And I mean, yeah,
Highlighted in
still,
the
no,
highway.
it would have been like a 3-year grant, would have been really nice, great partner with Indiana Rural Health and, at least tell us what we did wrong.
Just making these grants harder to get.
They are, and this was more at a federal level, and it kept getting delayed, but we're still in the running, and then I just learned a few weeks ago. Yeah, the federal grants are,
What was the name of the one that, pavement trails? What was that?
oh, it's better health.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out of Jasper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
say that,
yeah, we didn't want to compete with,
they don't care.
well, I know, because I know someone on the
They got-
board.
They got money.
They got money, I know, yeah, that they sure do.
Something that health related.
And so probably what I'll do is I'm gonna talk to I'm gonna talk to Indiana Rural Health about taking that grant that got denied at the federal level. And let's take it over to Jasper. I think that's the direction they need to go.
I was looking in couple of things too, but I
Well,
think you want to compete. And then once I talked to them, they're like,
No,
the only thing I thought was maybe something more to enhance her walking trail.
right.
And they're-
Well, in a way, we
She
can
walk less
connect to
time.
that walking trail, because of diabetes, you're supposed to be exercising as well, so I can connect the dots to that, but.
When I was at the lake, we created workout stations on the trail, so that you had a station, you had to stop. And now you'd have a QR code and you do the exercise and you go to the next.
Yeah. Yeah, so always looking for opportunities, we're willing to write,
That'd be my recommendation.
Yeah.
Reach out to them.
yeah. Fairly new, and like you said, they got the money to,
Get a lot of-
yeah, yeah. Okay, anybody, anything?
No negative feedback here.
All right, well, thanks, geez. Troy, I'm sure, what? You got nothing? All right.
I've got.
Okay,
Check with ROI,
on, for grants,
Yeah.
well, we've been working, with Christine and Jesse and that group.
so, yeah.
Yeah, we're looped in. I get frustrated with them.
Yeah.
But we always are after, looking for something and. Same thing with, Indiana Uplands.
Yep.
It's like we're at the bottom of that part and it's like,
But they're looking,
You know.
I mean, I don't know, I see what you're saying, but
yeah, cause we, actually with this grant that we were doing, I was partnering with Christine too on that because we were gonna use her facilities to do the cooking classes in there, you know, with their nice new setup. Yeah,
see, we're trying to get English up and running again, and that could be a possible place for you all to work out of
yeah,
if we get up, kitchen.
right. Yeah.
Go back to school.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, you just have to have it be like, I don't need a fancy teaching thing, but we do get the class participants in there helping to prepare meals. So it's making sure it's big enough and,
You might be able to
that's
use
what, yeah,
that in some of your grant.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yeah, I'm all for that. Okay, anything else? Anybody?
Well, appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. See ya.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Hi.
Margie, you see Jennifer out there?
Yeah.
Come on in,
Just around.
Hi, it's it's easy. Is it good?
Yeah.
You too.
You just have it for last.
Hi.
Okay.
If anything jumps out, I'm not seeing anything extravagant here.
I did submit a 3% and a 13%.
They only had the higher one. We didn't put both in there
Oh,
because it
okay.
was just a train wreck last year.
You went for the 8%.
I did, for 13%. And that was an average by benchmarking surrounding counties, which is not fair, I don't believe, because, you know, we're not like Corden, Jasper, Hill City. I did benchmark it by counties that have the same population we did, and that still put us at the very bottom at 13%. I kind of rated it off my part-time person. She feels like $15 is a fair wage for part-time, just because if Lisa hadn't lost her office, I wouldn't have still found anybody. Kids are working for JAG for $15, so they're not gonna work anywhere for 13. So I kind of raised that up, and that's where the 13.
Your longevity, is that because?
No, that's out of there, but that's part of if you look at that as part of the raise. Hold on a second.
Longevity would be for you and Stephanie.
Right, and it's only $200, cause it's me, everybody else is new.
Okay,
So
that's
we're
what I
losing
thought.
that 28 or $2,600, let's say. If you apply that to the raise, the council only has to give me $6,000 for the year. At 13%. And then as far as supplies goes, I didn't put anything outstanding on there, because I don't really know of anything other than what I gotta talk to you guys tomorrow night about. So is my cash machine. Counter went out the other 2 weeks ago when we had electrical surge. And that is 3,000. Which I had no idea.
One covered by insurance.
Well, I did let Wendy know that it did happen that day, so I don't know what her
Did you check
deductible
the
is.
liability insurance? Sometimes it covers the power
Check with
surge.
Jessica Star. You'd be the one with the paper check.
I think they got a $5,000.
Depends on what they have.
Check and see.
Or it's a
I'm
big.
pretty sure it's fine.
But it stormed and we had a surge and the power kicked on and off a couple of times and it fried the screen. I did call, it's old, they stopped making them in 2020. And they have no, and there's no parts, so it fried the screen, so. And I know, you know, like the sheriff's office does use it sometimes, that need to. It's necessary basically for the treasurer's office.
And you have your mail, or LED mail masters in your office supplies, correct?
Yes, yeah. L&D is the biggest, and it's 10,677 is what it was this year. I'm sure it'll go up some because postage is considered in that. Other than salary and supplies, that's about all I have in my budget. You guys have any questions?
I don't think so.
That's good, looks.
That 13% will, just what we're telling everybody else, go look at it when we're all done, see where we're at, see if we got any money left.
You don't need any big expenditures next year.
Not that I'm aware of. I bought one computer this year. I'm gonna need a public computer, but I think Michael's gonna end up giving me one of his old ones, which is gonna be fine for that, so. Because the public one we have right now will not hold the new Windows.
Oh.
So I do know that. I know there's gonna be some findings with the State Board of Accounts that we're gonna have to make some adjustments for before our new software starts in February. It's just outstanding balances we've been carrying for years.
We just have to, off the,
I just don't know how you account for that in a budget, so just kind of heads up.
You mean there's money in the bank that's, you report in the bank that's not there?
It's on both sides. There's money on the cash book side, there's money on the
so it's
bank
like,
side.
some of it's from like 2008 on,
Yeah,
Right, but is it in any of, are you gonna have to reimburse or are you writing them off?
writing them.
writing them off.
Is it any of our levy funds?
A majority of it, about 90% of it is like payroll,
Probation stuff, there's a lot of it,
the taxes, IRS taxes where we've overpaid. Like paid twice by mistake, and then,
so, that was me. She knows what that happened
Yeah.
there. But that was reimbursed, but that was taken care of.
but it's not been
one was-
adjusted, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not been
yeah, that
adjusted,
just needs to be
so.
adjusted, that's all that is. She paid for 2 months instead of 1. By accident when she ran the report.
It was in the beginning, okay? I mean,
But they reimbursed you and it just went back in the fund, right?
There's been no adjustment made to it, that's the problem.
It went to the next payment, didn't it? Did it go to the next payment?
That's how it should have went.
That's been like 2 years ago. That was like 20, beginning of.
And you didn't take credit on the next payment?
They, it's been a minute, but I don't think we had to reimburse them. I think they took
No,
that off of what
they
we
would have,
owed.
oh, okay.
Yeah, for the next
Well,
month.
then there wouldn't be any adjustment.
That's not the one that the adjustment is done on. That's a totally different one. That was one that had rolled over from 22 and it went into 23, but it should have been 22. It's just the way that it was going on the IRS site. So I'm pretty sure that's what we need to clean up with that. I think that just needs to be adjusted with Harris is all of that is.
Is it gonna cost the county anything? I mean, is the county gonna have to reimburse some of those funds?
I don't think there were any that. I mean, besides probation, but probation, it's because of their payroll. So. One was, the Wellman girl who owed $700 something. We're never gonna get that. I mean, that's not something that we would be reimbursing her. She owes us. Actually. She don't work here no more though, so we won't get that from her. I don't know, we'll have to bring the list too. And I'll send you the list also, Jackie. Okay. There's not really a whole lot of them. It's just. Some of them small, some of them's like 90 something dollars. Some 60 something. I mean, they're not really all that huge.
No, just the largest amount is the IRS one.
that we can just make that adjustment. There won't be a lot. Once we decide what needs adjusted and what actually we've lost out.
So now that she's up and running, we can start working on that.
Yeah. And it took the audit to get me there, so.
Yeah, to get her
We're,
up and
we're
running.
now, yeah, we're now. They basically said I was trying to hit a moving target, so it wasn't gonna happen until they just
Overall.
set a point for me. and for me to move forward.
Harris didn't even have her pulling stuff over. They didn't even teach her how to pull stuff over.
There was a whole process
So
that,
that's why we were out, because she wasn't pulling over her daily work, because Harris, that's one of the first things they should have told her how to do. And they did, and so.
yeah.
State Board of Accounts helped out though.
So I have to say, I have to say, thank you for the Excel software. I'm hoping that you.
Keeps everything balanced.
Be balanced out and going straight forward from that, so. Cause Harris has been another for me. Because they have not told me the process of. What to do with it.
So it was both sides, tax and financials with.
Yes.
Which by the time they do our financials, they should have 5 counties done, I think, so. That makes me feel a little bit better, cause I was kind of worried about the financial part, but yeah.
We're gonna be in new.
February.
State Board of Accounts got me hooked up with Knox County, who still uses it.
Oh,
They
they
actually
covered
come
it.
up for the day. In discussion with Wendy, we found out we weren't doing this process and that pulled everything forward.
That's when she learned that she hadn't been pulling over her daily work
Yeah.
is because of Knox. And,
Because of Knox,
yeah, they were very, very helpful. with
Sending
her.
them up.
Cindy and Beth were both here, yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They were
been around-
helpful.
That's
Very
very
helpful.
helpful, a long time.
very helpful. But the State Board of
Did you
Accounts
pay your
couldn't really
software
help me
company
until they were
money to
here,
do
so.
that?
Even though they,
Yeah,
I've been talking
they
with them,
don't.
they can't.
They're
really- And bye.
That's what's nice about going to the training and making friends.
Yeah, I actually ended up sitting in front, behind them at Knox County at conference and I was like, oh, and they offered to come up, so I
Yeah.
took them up on it.
There's a bunch of wonderful people out there.
There is. So now we're off and running.
You say February's with the projected. Think so.
Yes, yes. Did you pick like February 9th? It's a what Monday?
7th, I think.
7th.
I think it was 7.
Is it gonna be a pretty smooth transition? I mean, if you're-
There's no transition.
They are coming tomorrow to set up and crash it. So I'll be.
Everything will
start
be
looking
worked
at that.
out with what we have now. Anyhow,
But there's
we'll
no
start fresh,
transition
so
between
that'll-
softwares that's smooth.
But we still not really doing
Done
that.
that.
She was up and running, and, I
Using
mean,
both.
she should have been up and running in
What would you be
February, but
using
she didn't get
both?
up and running until
Just
August.
Next off, sit there and.
That's insane.
As far as the cash book wise, that's all they're setting me up with now. They're not gonna implement. That Exxon till February.
February.
Yeah,
The assessor, they've already
they've
done.
already started with this, but they won't start with us financially until February. So I've got to get things cleaned up in here.
And then they have to do the taxing part in between tax times.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
If you need us for something, just text me. No, we don't got roads next to them. Yeah. Well, Skip Rose is out there. She was coming to talk about Blue River. She wanted a time slot this time. No, today. Well, they sent over a letter. Well, I don't have that letter yet, so. Thank you.
Smells good. I'll put money on the.
Justin,
Each one
get a couple of Darlene's cookies.
I
They're
ate
really
my,
good.
I had,
Thanks.
muffins and.
We could sell them out there doing a sidewalk, be like the Girl Scouts. You
They
get
got, they got nuts in them for protein and raisins as fruit, so I mean.
You know what I'll do.
We'll be back for another. I'll get out of here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I got 2 seats there and I'll move over if you guys have this seat.
So you can tell them who you are and who you're with.
I'm Sue Alstott. I'm the Director of Development for Blue River Services.
I'm Trey Gully, I'm the housing manager for Blue River Services.
I'm Barbara Robbins, I'm the Housing Development Manager.
We can sit down if we
Yeah,
don't.
we'll see.
We should have them take that door off.
This probably lasts.
Didn't last long, move out of work.
Commissioners table wouldn't have been big enough. This was on there. So I have what she sent me though,
Okay,
for her proposed amount, it was 66,000.
66,000.
And that's in the commissioner's budget. In case you guys are looking for it.
It's 25 last year.
Yeah.
Yep. Zero for Blue River.
Where were page- what page
On
number?
21 or 24 under the.
Under the commissioner.
Fund 1,000, Department 068.
Try to find 66,000.
About
Up
middle
higher.
credit.
Or is it?
Yeah, it's hard to find it unless you just know. I can't probably find it something.
What, you're in 4,500.
I don't know, my eyes are hurt. Can't hardly see, I need glasses. That's not the one, there's a note right here, it is. You find it, Mark?
Yeah.
You have an happy mail.
No, I haven't found it.
Should be the third page.
Oh, okay.
Wait, fourth page, should be the fourth page. Book, under commission.
Oh, there.
About halfway, a little bit higher.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I did bring copies of our annual report for you all. I got statistics for persons served last year in Crawford County. We served 669 individuals. In Crawford County throughout our multitudes of programs, including supervised group living, habilitation, in-home services. We also offer transportation services through SITS. And you know, we have a very large presence here in Crawford County, and we're very proud to continue to serve your all's residents.
So has that changed?
Pardon?
That changed, that's not always. I've not always had good reports of a lot of service for Crawford County. Is it improved?
I believe for transportation,
Yes.
I haven't heard any complaints directly, but I'm happy to take those back to transportation.
All right.
Do you have those numbers as far as?
For transportation directly. On this page, I have 27.
Sir, what issues have you heard with the transportation department?
We tried to get some before for elderly person in the housing and we couldn't get it. So that's not this year. That's why I'm saying my estimates have been improved. That was last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
So what a big increase. Last year we had 25, this year we're asking for 66.
Oh, for the numbers, unfortunately, Rose probably would have been able to answer that question, and since she wasn't able to make it here, I don't have that information for you, but I can ask her and have her get that information.
I think they asked for more last year as well,
I
but
think they've asked
we
for-
gave them 25, is what we got.
Okay.
Okay.
Every year it's been around 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it was at least 50 or 55 last year.
When the sits like $5 grand a year. Those, you know.
I don't remember.
All right, any questions for us or?
Well, I am here to tell you a little bit about what's coming. I am a housing director. Barbara is the development group manager. We have, I'll pass this down. How many? How many want? Seven. Here, they might have to share a break. But we are in the process of getting bids now for a new project on Highway 66, Daffodil Hill, right beside the doctor's office, there's the duplex there. We've been approved and been granted, if I'm not mistaken, $1.5 million to put 5 more duplexes there. The bids have gone out this past week, correct? Just so you know a little bit about housing, we're in 5 towns, 3 counties, we have 18 properties, we got 231 units. And we are looking to grow more in Crawford County. What you have in front of you, is just a little bit of a statement of our housing department. We've been in housing for 25 years. We provide safe and affordable housing. On the second page, it's the AMI levels. You know, if you're AMI and it has Crawford County on here, 30% for a 1 person is $17,850. If you do that, we're building 2 and 3 bedroom, your rent would be $573 to $662, depending on where you fall in the AMI level. We also, if you bring in $1,700 a month, your rent cannot be more than what you make in a month. That is a Blue River policy, housing department policy, just for the fact that if your rent is more than half you bring in, we're setting you up for failure. We do not do that.
And where will these duplexes be, up that street beside the one that's already there?
Yeah.
Or,
Yes,
so you'll go straight up that
going
street?
forward, well, it's just a drive lane to the 2 duplexes. The street just past the duplex, what is behind the duplexes, we will not touch that. We just got a drive lane up to the other 4 acres, I believe.
That's where I was trying to figure out where
Yeah.
they would set at.
There'll be. Here's the drive lane, here's the existing, that's what it'll look like.
Oh,
That is,
That's a lot of those areas.
Yeah.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
So. Daffodil Hill's threw me off, so I always call that White too.
Well, and in fact, but we are in a process, Barbara's and Sue Ann, the director, are in the process of setting out all the diagrams, correct? Once we get those, we plan on starting those hopefully January to February and have people living in them end of the year. Sean, you want to see that? But we are planning on growing in Crawford County, the housing department. So all I can say is, the gentleman said the issue with transportation, part of our coming to Crawford County, transportation will have to be here. Because that's part of our deal with our grants is we have to provide people with transportation. So hopefully that issue is either resolved or will be resolved for the transportation in Crawford
I
County.
think at the time, if I remember, Bill, whenever they had talked about the transportation last time, they was down drivers that was locked down there. Whenever Blue River had came and talked before, they talked something about being down drivers at one point, but that's probably gotten better.
It has gotten better, obviously. I'm not gonna speak for transportation, but everybody has issues at times. I'm not gonna try to. The packet I gave, it's just a little bit of a drawing of our 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom outside, and I do not bring the inside because we're still working on those. But we're gonna be serving, we're getting ready to open 20 more units in Harrison County in a month. We'll be opening these in 26. We are growing, and our director will not let grass grow under her feet.
Yeah.
So, we do anticipate growing more in Crawford County to help serve people in Crawford County. We do have, and we do talk to people, do not know who people work for here, but apparently, there has been discussions with Jasper Engines are having trouble finding people because there's no place to live. So hopefully, if we grow, that can help ease that situation. I do not know if that's completely true, but we are trying. And every little bit of money that Blue River can get helps. Does anybody have any questions on that? We're gonna do on what we're planning on doing.
What's your name again?
My name is Trent.
Trent.
Got it. So any other property, Crawford? Yes, but I think Blue River actually owns that. The housing department does not. Don't they own the property there? in Marengo, our block is.
Where the lake is?
Yes,
Yeah.
as far as housing. No, but we do own different properties.
Yeah, there's a
Group home.
property.
It's the one there, it's where that old bank used to be, correct?
No.
Is that where it's at?
It's actually right, pretty close to this new project we're doing, but it has a Milltown address.
Second turn there. Oh, bank and stuff.
That's for Grace.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Is there about what that?
What does it mean by Crawford HERA limits? You know what that,
Home, for rent limits. Oh, well,
if you get Crawford, and then you've got the HE. I was curious what the different. Was that the board?
where you at?
Because of the Crawford, where you have Crawford, then you have Crawford right below it with an HERA limits.
Hera is just another limit that they have actually, if you see the 30%. Is $17.50 for one person, and the Hera it's $18,150. They have decided that you can use either or. The state changes their rules quicker than anybody on income limit.
I don't think there's.
Okay,
been
Either
really yet.
okay.
Now.
We can go with the higher one.
Yeah,
So before
probably
you can-
right,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Some places do not have the Hera limit, some places do. If you're home or if you're
But
back
we
here.
better see where we're at.
And if you're looking at that limit,
Mhm.
you can eliminate the efficiency, the one bedroom,
I
where
see
the
that,
two
yeah.
bedroom, and we're only 3 bedroom.
Right, okay.
So if you're 30%, 573 is max rent,
Mhm.
3 bedroom, 662. If you're 60%, I can honestly sit here and tell you the only. Our max rents, we've never touched the max rents.
Now, the people you got living there now, were they Crawford County people, or did they move here from Crawford or?
They, when we actually bought it, one individual moved out, the other individual, the individual that moved in since we've owned it, actually works at the Boys and Girls Club in downtown Brandon. And the other one works at Jasper Engines.
Is it just the one? Or is it two?
We have 2 duplexes.
Yeah, two.
One works at the Boys and Girls Club and the other one works at Jasper Engines. So do we anticipate it taking this long to fill these? No. I mean, unfortunately, there is a need for housing.
So you have two empty right now?
No, we've got one duplex.
Oh, one duplex.
Yeah.
I thought you said
2 units,
I'm sorry,
one
I thought
duplex.
two buildings.
No,
It's just the one.
but we will end up having 6 there. And
Fine.
5 or 6, but I thought we were doing 5 more buildings. Oh, building 4, okay. But we will have 4 more. And I need to keep that back.
We got to do each one.
Yeah. There'll be 10 units,
In total, okay, gotcha.
Okay. 10 total units. So,
Say this only serves people. So somebody from Harrison can't come over here. This only serves Crawford people.
This will serve whoever needs. If, we cannot, if people from Crawford County do not apply,
Do they get first dibs?
not by the grant. If somebody applies and they don't fit the income criteria, they would be denied, or if somebody applies and we have a very strict background check.
I just wondered if they did have some sort of first dibs at it.
Actually, the people would have first dibs, or if I'm not mistaken, are homelessness. That gives you first dibs. Second is, people in need.
Doesn't have anything to do with the county. Where's being resident.
People mark which ones they wanna live in, and I would think people that would choose to live out here or maybe working
Would be
here.
Crawford County people.
That's what I'm.
That's like, I don't know that people would move out here if they're working in Corydon when there's already,
Yeah.
Lists out
I just
there.
wondered if there was any wordage for that, just in case.
There is no wordage on the Africa front there. No,
Just a question.
no, good question, but what I gave you talks about background checks, drugs, convicted felons, domestic violence, very serious felonies. Are denied. Drugs, we do not tolerate. Sex offenders, we do not tolerate. Unfortunately, that's my job when I get to deal with those people.
Took a long time.
Any questions more for housing?
Well, thank you. There's the need that we absolutely have. And, thank you.
So we are coming. Promise. We've got the money and we told the state we were coming, so we have to. We have to. Hopefully. Sarah can find out about transportation and the need, or not the need, but making sure the issues don't happen again.
And that number you said, that's how many served this year?
Yeah, so the total for the county was 669. And I can do a breakdown by department.
This is the transportation.
Just transportation, 27. And that's individual service, so that might not account for like, if they use the service multiple times throughout the year, same person could use it
every week.
Exactly. So this is kind of just the individual counts and not so much the time service was used.
So what's the 667?
And that was 669 individuals served in.
Okay.
And I know that's up from what it was because I think I remember it was 6 or it was something small back when you brought it up before, but it was way down there. So I know it is
If anyone has any questions for Blue River in general, I'd be more than happy to try and answer or get back to you with an answer.
I can think of.
Any other question?
We're good.
We're good. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Hopefully, when we do our next project, we can see if we do it. And if once these are built, please do not hesitate to reach out to the housing department. We'd be more than glad. Let you look at it. Have a look at it. Because that's one thing people are amazed with. We do not build. They won't be cheap.
Oh, yeah.
So, but again, you have any questions, don't hesitate to call Sarah.
Okay. Yep, I left my card up here, so. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
There he is, I found him.
Give us a minute.
Give me a minute, give me a minute.
Stay.
So in between these, if something we want to change, we need to do it, instead of going back through all this again. Make it easier on Jackie. If we do it. You go back and start looking at salaries.
We'll do that.
Well, except for that, I'm talking cuts.
Oh,
Like supplies,
Oh,
et
yeah,
cetera.
yeah. Now, we're, that,
So
don't,
do you wanna start
Like 25 to 66,000.
yeah. no,
That one.
Yeah,
Which one?
yeah.
Right on the
25.
page.
one we did.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of this service. I know it's needed, but
66,000.
we've tried.
I do too.
There's a lot of complaints on this. I mean, we don't have, I don't have them all to tell you, but I've not heard
So
that
what
much
do you wanna
good stuff
make
about
I
it.
have-
People trying to get,
I mean, I could say it again, it goes in timeframes that are, you know, when my grandmother, she went full dialysis and. Me, my mom and my sister were trying to rotate days with her, and then we used them and it was great. She loved it. She had a great conversation with the bus driver and tell them stories and chat with different people, and it worked out great. But I know, as he said, there was times where there transportation, and then I've heard some people that just use it as a taxi type service, which you can, and it's not always that easy.
this was my mother-in-law. She was blind where she couldn't drive, and we ended up having to take her everywhere. I mean, we could not, she lived in the housing. She did not never get one transportation to a doctor's office or anything. And I mean, if there's anybody, you know, if you're a blind person,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, she was too blind to drive. She could see, but
Yeah.
she lived in the housing, but that was just point. She ended up moving. Her daughter ended up taking her to another state, but we're getting her back now, so we're gonna be dealing with them again, so.
Well, I've used them, my mom needed them at one point and, there, and they, transportation was available, and so, I mean, I had good luck with them also, but,
27 people.
That's,
No, I
That-
know.
that's
That's not.
that's-
and I know that
but like Sean
the same
said,
person probably once a
how
month.
many, 27 people in the county?
Right.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
That's good, the percentage is probably pretty high if they ask, they get. I bet you 27% is, I just wonder if we could figure out how much they turn away. You know, I personally, I thought maybe that we could raise it up 5,000.
That's what I was thinking.
And go 30.
I think over 25 to 30.
That would be
That
plenty.
everybody?
That would be plenty, I think.
So we're gonna make it 30, yeah.
All right, you, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because.
Very close to the line.
Is there a restroom back here?
Yes, there is.
So, Mark, what do you want to
That's
do?
big, walk.
You want to start at the beginning and start cutting the supplies and stuff, or do you want to keep going with the departments? Are we ahead right now? We're ahead on time, I think.
We got about 8 minutes.
Yeah, I've not seen anything,
Well, we're a little behind on him, I'm sorry.
I'm not seeing anything other than the pay. Really, on these first ones we did. Nothing out of line, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think that people raise their stuff up too high, like supplies and stuff.
Blue River Services is just that one line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you go to, okay. You know, say nothing to Jake, other than-
Well, I mean, like in the prosecuting, unemployment. I don't understand It's 24, it's $422. Got a budget of $2,035.
We'll calculate
We do all
unemployment,
that
we'll,
later.
we'll calculate unemployment and
Per,
per.
okay,
That's the raises.
And social security,
okay.
when you guys get done with the salaries.
That would make sense,
Yeah,
but like, I don't see anything really
no, I'm simply also this part.
big.
There is, there's cookies here from.
If anybody wants to share. Now, they're good.
Yes, they are.
What'd she make for lunch? What'd she make for lunch?
Oh,
Should we request?
listen, I had her stand a whole week. She made.
She's-
One year she brought us.
There is no run. Oh,
I was hoping for some of those praline like, covered, they, like, peanuts, pralines, oh, fruit. Yes, really, that was good, gosh, that she got the right. Okay.
Right down there.
Next maybe.
I'll pass them. Yep.
Get rid of.
The double stuff, if we put it over in
That's why I got it down there.
480.
What is this pay?
Martin, the regular. Yes, they did. Patriots. At.
And same time, it's
You
the.
might win this year.
That's.
We're still.
It was a lot easier to understand.
What I could do is and what you cut.
30,000, there's another. There's another 10.
You did pretty good.
I think we need to, I think we need. to
Good,
do another
cause I was on
200,000
track to do
public safety.
25,000. On a, it was.
I think we
do what?
Move another 200,000 in public safety left from what we've already.
Sheriff's. Is coming out of
And,
that pay.
so I cashed out at 17.
Yeah, I'm,
And then I would have lost, you know, if I was.
That's like a church show down.
All the deputies.
Oh, I just-
That's full of all.
Yes, I do.
Because they're not.
we don't have enough time. So we do the one, the big stuff like what we put in there was
It's just.
sheriff's pension,
what's called-
inmate for food. I mean,
And,
inmate medical,
That's something I've never done.
a couple of.
I didn't either. I had, now, I wanted now, we're gonna. That was,
There's phone number you can call.
And that was-
What's that?
What did you go?
Something like that, yeah, something about gambling. and-
That's what that
It
529
was way too.
Those are
I hate
both
that. It
Yeah.
was way too.
They probably-
included in
Yeah,
general
that's-
fund.
yeah.
So you come back and make more.
So when you pull them
Well,
out,
my-
all of this 36,000,
Yeah, maybe do it once a
probably
year.
more than that, cause I.
And you'll
think
win.
some-
Deputy Hunter again.
That's like the law, so every time I buy a ticket, so it's up there like, well,
Yeah.
1.7 million.
I'm here, I don't have one, just customer service.
Oh, that-
So you got cat, I got because of that.
So
How much
mad,
did
she
I
was
win?
the same slot machine that I was just sitting at. Like $3,000.
Oh,
That's the way they're just,
It's fine.
I just want you to know.
Oh, okay.
It would be,
They were eating them pretty good, so.
would be the general, and then another 85
Give me part of the.
out of
Talking about his.
Maybe make cupcakes.
the EMS, which is in the levy.
Did you know that?
I'm running.
Right.
So that's, thanks. All right, that's.
Got raisins in them, that's it.
She always has walnuts in her, but she didn't have no walnuts this year.
Pecan stays just fine.
So, they're good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, it was 72,000.
Instead of peanut
They're
butter.
ready to. Oh, really?
Right, right.
It was awesome.
It was?
Good
And
morning.
we just donated 8,000 from the jail somewhere and put it in public safety. Which still has us 100,000 less than what we're getting in new each year. We got about 100 over. You could do a salary, what you want.
You do so good, you can read them.
The thing you gotta, place you'll have to watch is But then he's added that one a little bit. so-
We're gonna, by the time you do that one, you're gonna be,
Well, that one's not our levy. That one's one of within itself.
settlements.
That's because we didn't put property tax dollars in there.
Alright. Letter Rick.
Well, good morning. Let's say I got three budgets. Only one of them I've seen, problem with, or actually a couple. I have a assessor in my office that got his level 2. So on the assessor budget, the 1,000 fund where I asked for 4,000 for the stipends for level 1, level 2, level 3 pay. I need to increase that one by 500. Sherry is gonna leave next year sometime, and then that will reduce back down to 3,500. Because when she leaves, then I can take that back down from 45 back down to 35. But he just recently got his level 2, and so he's gonna get the same thing that Sherry gets, and but for the day one, that's for the level 1, 2, 3 stipend that we get from the state order, stuff like that.
What's her retirement date?
She doesn't know yet.
Okay, next year. Yeah, so in other words, she'll end up getting that, so therefore I can't just, I was planning on just moving it from her to him. But
That's extra, how much?
he, about 500, it's from 4,000 to 4,500.
You got 500, you can cut somewhere else, if not, we can.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna show you that. too.
Within that fund,
Huh?
within that fund.
If not, we're gonna be in trouble because you didn't advertise for that extra 500.
You'd have to,
Well,
If you want,
office supplies,
just take it from there.
1,500.
One through the main.
oh, wait a minute. I don't see any assessor pay in reassessment. I'm sorry, I thought you were in the
No,
reassessment. fund. You're in the general
General
fund.
fund,
We don't,
so you don't have to. Okay.
Oh.
So we can leave that too. Yeah.
Or
I don't have any
or if you
breakdown
wanna reduce it down to 15, I'm okay with that too.
Then you just have to come back.
no, he's got 700 more in reassessment.
Right.
Put 1,500.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're
Oh.
putting 15 in office supplies.
And 45 on the level 1, 2, 3
Gotcha.
stipend. And pay is whatever y'all decide on the pay, so put it there, y'all make your decisions on that one.
We're gonna do that at the end.
Okay, if we wanna go to the, reassessment fund. With the Exalt taking over the, contract on that one, I don't know if it's still coming out of my fund. So the 24,000 that are requested in the repair and maintenance can be dropped down to 8,000 instead of 24,000. But if it's still pulling out of my portion of it to pull out, I don't know how the pay is going for the treasurer, auditor, and the assessor's office for Exalt. Or who's paying that license?
Like for the
fee.
maintenance, you mean?
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
well,
Probably split it 3 ways.
yeah, I mean, me and Jennifer will have to be out of the same one probably, but his part can come out here.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying, I don't.
Right, Jackie?
Yeah, and you're talking the property tax side, it can all come out of reassessment if you want. It's 6 one, half dozen of the other, because they're both inside the levy. So your property tax
Portion,
can come out of that one, your financials cannot.
So
we
with
don't
that,
know how much all that is though.
so with that being said, I only need the 8,000 part of that, not the 24. Yeah, alright, so.
What,
No,
what's your
she's saying,
portion?
she's saying our property tax part can come out of here.
Right,
too.
but if they decide to put all that back into the reassessment fund, that's okay. But I'm saying out of that 24,000, 8,000 for other things in the office for. I got
How much was the maintenance, do you remember?
On mine,
Yeah.
I don't know of them.
mine was almost 20,000, 21,000. On mine,
For Exxon maintenance,
for ProVal,
I'm talking about Exxon.
I don't know,
Yes, we don't really have that number.
so that's something that
to know how much still.
If y'all put it in there, that's fine, and whatever y'all wanna do with that.
Can you go pull the Excel contract?
Well, if you haven't advertised it, I mean, did you not
Well, but
advertise?
if it was like 15,000, he could leave that in here, right?
Yeah,
What was the 60,000 gonna be for 5 years? Whatever it was.
That's the,
that was the cost of the software.
Yeah, we pay.
All the
that's-
user licenses.
So. Okay,
The user license, anybody can have those and it's no extra.
Right, but that's what that,
Yeah.
that cost was.
Let's just leave that in there.
Which one's
Just
for
leave
that?
that over.
okay. I was trying to reduce it, so.
I don't think.
What's the?
But it goes back in, it goes back in with everybody.
Reassessment.
I was just trying to help. What's that? I was just trying to help reduce it.
Yeah.
But I just said, didn't know where it was gonna be put, or which office was gonna pay for it, I don't know.
On the assessor printing,
I
how can you
tried,
move that?
that is for when I have to send out Form 11, so the tax assessment notices of their assessment values changing every year. I tried to get the state to see if we can email them. But they tell me it's mandatory that I have to mail every single one of them.
And
out.
Excel won't know that.
And the post fee goes up, and so does the mailing cost every year, so.
Can you use LD Master for that too?
That's what
I
I use.
I use LM Master to do that. And so,
I noticed you got two lines there.
Yeah,
Why
we
is
got
it?
2 printing lines.
the next printing line is not needed, but it's zero. It's zero. Okay, that one was because we got a printer, 3-4 years ago, and it needed $2,600 for a printer that I had to put in there. The Printer was bought, paid for, put in the office, so it's been zero ever since.
I know, but how much money you got? You didn't spend it all, did you?
I don't know why the other part's not in here, but I do have, it should be almost about 6,000, a little over $6,000.
Showing 6,000 you spent,
Huh?
6,085.
Okay,
I was just
Yeah.
wondering why, I didn't know why we just didn't keep them on that, that's all I was asking.
okay.
I don't know.
The other ones, you can go bye-bye.
Okay.
Right, well, this new
We
software
need to
comes,
leave.
Wendy, when this new software comes in, will you be able to clean up all these zeros, all these, I mean, there's so many accounts in here that.
That we can get rid of,
Yeah.
yeah. Like ones we don't use no more.
Yeah.
No, but you could print this book without.
Yeah,
zeros.
we could have, we just did. I guess because we want to use 250 pages per book. Office supplies, our office supplies will have to go way up now. So can I put the 7,000 into the one that it has been coming out of,
Yeah. that's what it
which is the 3011?
30.
So mark it off of that other one and I'm
Yeah,
gonna put it
that's
in
what I-
3011.
So it's going in 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that I had, Exoff missed part of my licensing, for reassessment for more of my tablets that I have for the reassessment, which is a $5,000 fee. I am not asking for that money, but I have 5,000 in my training fund over here. I didn't know if I could move it over to repair and maintenance, for $4,000 over from training to repair and maintenance on the sales disclosure fund, and is paid that one-time licensing fee. So the money's already in my account, it's already there.
You want to do that now or next year?
Well, I can.
Because this is for next year.
Right, but I'm just saying for this year's budget, which is, it's not part of the budget process. I'm just saying I have 5,000 in my account.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. We can do tomorrow? Okay. I'll do
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we don't need to. That's fine.
But I wasn't gonna ask for money. I was just saying if I could switch it, I'll pay for that licensing.
So
fee.
this,
And
so
then-
that is a different type of license.
So I can actually, check out my partials from the thing, and I can't modify it while it's being reassessed, and it's a one-time licensing.
So then
Different type of license.
Would you want me that in there next year? or
No,
you
it'll
don't?
stay there. It'll be there for next year, but it would come extra from the sales disclosure fund. But if I move that out now and put it over into the repair and maintenance, I can pay that licensing fee. I don't have to worry about it for next year. And so I'm not asking for more money. I just want to redirect it from training to pay the licensing.
What if we leave that one, that's 22,000?
That's when we would, that's another one.
Okay, so we're confused down here, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet.
Okay.
You're gonna transfer this right now, just say tomorrow,
Okay.
you're gonna pay for your claim, whatever.
And next year I
Okay.
want 5,000 put back in,
So you want 5,000 again next year
which is already in the fund
for training.
for training, yes, sir. Which would just stay from the same fund.
But
Okay,
so
well,
far this year, I
that's
haven't spent
gonna be-
anything on training.
Right, because instead of that, I'm gonna pay for the licensing fee, I wanna move that money over, and so I'm not gonna do any of the training for any of that, so that way I can not ask for money.
Gotcha.
That's all.
All right.
That's office supplies, 8,000, you got to, I'm gonna make sure my office supply goes up like that. Using all this paper.
You have any questions for me, or want me to?
Yeah. And then too.
Think you're good. Thank
I
you.
do want to point one thing out. The sales disclosure does fund, but the 11,000 will not be able to fund in the future years. We're only bringing in about $3,600 a year on those sales disclosure fees, a little bit more maybe. So you're gonna have to watch
Yep.
next
I do.
year.
I do.
Okay, because the last 2 years we've budgeted more than we're bringing in. Okay. All I wanted.
We can save us, if we're behind, they can do us last, if we buy. Mike, is there anybody out there?
No.
Okay, so you can go ahead and do us next July, it's fine. There's a book list that we, Eric, we made.
Your most important pages are 10 and 11, okay?
We're so happy that we didn't go up that much.
And then 11 are the most important pages out of this whole book.
That's why you need more money.
Just print it out on the back. Just get a projector, project it on the wall.
Right.
Debbie, you want one?
Sure.
And we done counties that we're close to, like in parcel numbers.
You've heard a lot of surrounding counties. We did similar counties.
Like, same, pretty much same parcel count, et cetera. We didn't do counties that's bigger than us, that has more revenue coming in, and just say, so.
Apples to apples.
Yes.
We didn't do a 50% increase at least.
Thank you.
So number 10 states that research is showing that government employee can cost between 50% and 150% of their annual salary when you account for recruiting, onboarding, loss of productivity, and expenses. So, and it has those references there for you if you want to go check those out.
So you not only asked for more than 3%, you went all out, wasted a bunch of paper too.
So preventing just one resignation a year saves between 16,000 and 48,000 a year. So that saving two, or preventing two resignations saves between 32,000 and 96,000. So,
And the auditor's office, let me tell you, has this, Jackie notes, has a lot of leaving, and then have to hire, train them again.
y'all know we're out here, whenever you want to see us.
Yes,
It's okay, they can look at that.
yeah, so that's
We're
where
gonna
you
look at our salaries later.
but those were the most important pages I wanted you to see out of all of it.
So I did put my human resource $2,000 back in there because I think my human resource really deserves that, especially when other counties, human resource makes a lot more than what he makes.
Who's human resource?
That's Tristan. But
Or that little Kennedy.
yes, but he does payroll and then he has to handle all the insurance stuff and all that, and that $2,000 was in there for years and years and years. Until when I took office, it was cut, but I would really like to get that back for him. And the way it was before, it was split between human resource and chief deputy, but I really would like to just leave it with my human resource if I could. What else do we have to follow around with?
There was all that paper.
What's the auditor stipend?
That's that new thing that the state said that that I could have, and you guys approved it last year. I just put it up.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
They really didn't set a limit on it, so I was like, oh, that's good.
You'll test,
Yeah, we see
test
how it
more.
works.
So when it adds that, and that probably gets you to like 30.
No.
I thought it did say 20,000.
Now, is that,
I know each
that-
department knows what their employees do, but I can tell you that my employees do a lot of work.
what you did
so.
go supplies of all your envelopes.
I did.
On your stipend, is that for like when you do these meetings? And is that split between the two of you, or is that just you?
She gets comp time, so,
Oh,
then she gets comp time. Then, so she gets comp time for all the meetings, and if she does any, when she writes the minutes, she gets comp time, so.
now, like you have in here for computer service,
I
like
think it is
3,000.
too.
Is that go
I
to
believe it
jail,
is.
the same allowed, is that?
Yeah.
So like, where's
I
that?
don't expect it to,
Where's this third
think
fee?
this-
I have one more, I don't have a figure in the commissioners, it's a session service line.
It goes against.
That $3,000 I wanted to keep in there because I need one more laptop bought. I've been trying to get laptops for my office without coming to you and asking for money. And I've been able to do that whenever I've done that ARPA payroll or
Although there, I
reversal.
mean, there are other
So-
counties that set them out
But
there,
Judy's behind
Now,
on the
but they don't call
transfer,
it.
so now she's able to
They
go
call
at
it-
home.
They call
Get
it
caught
like
up.
council secretary.
Yeah,
when she's
commissioner
not here,
secretary,
so
and they get
for
around
So
that.
I have one more
2,500.
laptop to
If you
buy.
call it
so
a
that's why
stipend,
would
I'm
like
like
to
Bill,
keep
I
that in
believe
there.
it says
It should be
$2,500.
$3,000 though. Only be about $1,100.
So like, set
So
$100 now. You know, if you have a special meeting or regular meetings or whatever.
I don't know if it's $70. So that's
But then-
we didn't put that down for now.
Then that goes to your statement, then if everybody makes that, they should.
Who's your, auditor deputy?
Yeah.
So then you.
That's, so there's auditor deputy one and comptroller.
Thank you.
Laura's the chief deputy and then Tristan's the HR.
And so is, no, wait, so who's the comptroller, yes. Technically, I'm the comptroller. You are?
But she's the
But
chief
I'm the
deputy.
chief deputy. So
So Tristan's.
my job as a comptroller is the taxes and stuff. So typically, that's all of, that's what my job is consists of, but.
You could always label it auditor's comptroller, chief deputy. And put it there, but
How many people
I'm
have
the
your
chief
office?
deputy.
I have
Okay,
three
there's two
full
different
time
people on here,
and
chief
one
deputy and
part-time.
comptroller. Right, so
there's
if
mine,
anything, that should be accounts payable or
It's
something
just
like that.
mine.
Like that
Chief
should be
deputy, Tristan's and Bella's, that's the only four.
Same thing.
The comptroller is actually the auditor, if you're gonna compare it to,
AP. Technically, yes, I was gonna
Yeah.
say that's what.
I
This
mean,
is
but
just the way
counties don't call
payrolls
it
have
that.
always been, so this is the way we kept it.
So
But
yours is the auditor pay.
Yeah,
yours is the
chief deputy, Tristan's is,
Comptroller.
which it really, his should really be 1104 and Bella's should be 1105. Those two really need to be switched. I can
So
do
how does that affect if
Yeah.
one person leaves?
Say again?
So if one person leaves,
Mhm.
let's say if Tristan leaves and he's the whatever, you know, I mean, it's his.
The new
is that-
person come in will take that
But what
position.
if maybe you say, you know what, I'd rather have that position, and you do that as chief deputy?
Right.
That'd be a decision I would have to make.
Yeah.
But you see,
Yeah, I want,
I think like
I know
stipend,
who's what's
again, I don't
best
think
at
use
what's
that word
job.
stipend, but like a chief deputy, because they could. Who knows, they could be a different job in
They
there,
could be, they could be any job in the office and be your chief deputy.
they just have a.
From my knowledge, a
bonus of-
chief deputy or whoever the chief is supposed to be able to take the place.
Like if I'm not here.
Okay,
she
so,
handles
so
phone
help me,
calls,
help me.
yeah.
So looking at
But
the wages.
a chief deputy replaces the auditor in the auditor's absence.
Yeah.
And if she becomes sick, chief deputy automatically comes in. The chief deputy also
So that-
is not protected in the office like the other employees are.
Yeah,
When
trained.
the auditor goes, the chief deputy is not guaranteed a job the next year. The new auditor coming in can bring their own chief
Yeah.
deputy in.
So it's an appointed position,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one that's not,
right?
Chief deputy.
But are you considered chief deputy? It's talking about the
Yes, she
pay
is.
scale, and so
Yes,
that's you,
yes.
okay. And then you've got the Compter, which is Tristan.
But if a new one came in, then yeah, she could, or he could
And
bring
then
their
you've
own
got,
staff.
then you've got probably Bell is a deputy one.
Exactly.
How long has she been
Except for
working
chief
there?
deputy.
Well, she's been there
usually
about
she
4
definitely
months,
makes
she's
a
probably getting ready to leave, so,
Oh, what's his doodle, his little.
yeah, she get ready.
And Tristan.
And is that?
He's been there for
Or
2 years, maybe.
No, he.
Any department.
Yeah, like when the treasurer.
Then came back.
Hopefully
because
there's
there's
of them, or
He went to
deputy,
Jasper
chief
Engines
deputy,
doing HR.
when she is no longer
or
treasurer,
county.
that person is not
And
guaranteed a
He
job.
actually came back here and left $10,000.
They're exempt from
Like
that.
$10,000 more.
You must have liked her a lot better than
He
you
did,
did.
Good.
it was a lot nicer.
We're not doing that till the end anyway,
Yeah.
so we're done.
There wasn't anything else.
You didn't make any
Just-
changes.
Unless you change on that staff.
Well, that's, yeah, 2,500 instead of 4, right?
I believe that's what it's supposed to be if you call it a stipend.
Put it on your paper, Troy.
Well, you know what I said, that's what we're doing. I'm not putting, I'm tired of racing.
That's what I put I changed it, Troy, just,
2,500 on stipend,
And I'm fine with that.
and that's it.
that's the only change.
Yeah, and then of course the salaries would be like everybody else, right?
Right.
Right, visit them at the end.
See, we didn't change your office supplies.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they stayed the same.
Thanks.
Yep. Martin.
Lord.
Any left.
How many are there?
You know,
Are there 3?
I don't know. You gotta check.
I had on this thing.
Oh, wait.
Economic development.
He's got, yes, he looked at my thing.
Okay, yeah.
But we're.
Highway and
Or,
motorboat.
Tiff, we're out here whenever you guys are ready for us.
He just stuck his head in the door just a minute.
So Mark, do you want to say anything on the redevelopment? You're part of that?
Yeah. I looked at that a minute ago, on that second page, that infrastructure investment. I think you got that,
That 22,000.
What page are we on?
on that redevelopment,
2,500.
It's the TIP fund, redevelopment.
Oh, okay.
You wanna make it 11,000?
let me ask Jesse what that is, I'm not sure, maybe he knows that.
That was hard to get in, listen, because of the door, you know, what you're.
Oh, see, there you
Dan,
go.
you can put it in there.
But Martin, what are you gonna do?
Without breaking my neck.
I got my physical therapist says I can't be sitting for too long.
What is that?
What did you, which one did you change those?
For RDC,
Uh-huh.
Phone number?
No, I got the phone number in redevelopment, what if I changed that?
There,
Oh,
there,
we didn't.
there's the
Okay.
bank.
Lift station, that's it,
Mm.
the lift station, and I wouldn't think that's from that.
I think so.
Infrastructure.
You never bid it down, would you?
Yeah, we will, yeah.
So leave that was a leave.
Oh, yeah, don't touch his lift station, because he would, that's a lot of money.
I know we've wrote a lot of checks.
Yeah, I think we've put out. I won't say about 70 grand on that, maybe more than that.
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
Insane.
It's like $9,000 every time we get a claim for that. ain't it?
Well,
yeah,
Yeah, I think we've pretty well got. And I mean, that's,
everything else, guys, is. Yeah, that one regional bank,
What was that? I didn't catch you. Said something about it.
5, yeah, that's okay.
On the lift station or something.
We're,
we've upgraded the lift station there by the dollar store in Leavenworth. Because that carries the, industrial park, and in that subdivision I live in, it carries Mickey Trucking, Weaver Brothers, all of that.
That's the county's.
It's part of Leavenworth's
Oh, it's
water system. But RDC, helps out with all of that because, roughly 60% of the use of Leavenworth out there at the Carefree exit and then the industrial park, which means they don't get town taxes off of that.
and we're trying to get that all up to grade, so one day. We'll be able to start our housing
One of the things that the town of Ringo was looking at, when they were having the proposed, school, Lincoln, the schools was doing an ordinance that said that outside customers, if you're outside of the city limits, setting the rate, that's what they do in Floyd County. So all the people that said Floyd, Dobbs and all that pay for New Albany sewer, but they pay a higher rate because they're outside of the circles.
No, the risk on that was just to get up to the level that they need to for the town of Leavenworth to qualify for grants / low interest loans through the state and feds. Since January, because I'm outside of town, but I'm on their system. We've gone from $45 to $90 to this past month was $105.
I mean, that's,
And, 9 months.
Right.
Is that for sewer, you say?
Yep.
Wow.
at Leavenworth Annex, okay.
So this professional services, attorney fees, it's went up 33 to 45. Is that
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of,
a lot of extra stuff?
with the, housing company.
Yeah.
Getting prepared. And, we've had to do a lot of name changes on the legal side
Right.
because I think there was there 12 different names on that whole plot of land over there across the road?
There was several.
Yeah, I don't,
It was something close to that. It was one name, one another name, and it was all,
right,
it
you know,
was a spaghetti mess, and we got that all resolved.
yep.
Where it needs to be now.
That's the same.
Well, the mowing bill has really went up since I was there.
The mowing bill went up this past year because we purchased the additional 18 acres from, the Community Foundation for the subdivision.
And he
So
mows
he
that
mows that as
3
well.
times,
Yeah,
3 times a year.
Which that'll be going down too.
yeah. Yeah, because once the subdivision goes in, that'll be roughly 38 acres off the books that we don't have to mow.
Do you guys still bid that out like we did when I was there?
We've put it out for bid, I think the past 2 years, Joe, is all we've gotten.
It was, nobody responded to it.
Okay.
He was always cheaper than anybody, wasn't he? Anyway.
No, we got
Yeah.
it cheaper, but the job wasn't as good,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
when I was there anyway.
You keep saying that like you wanna go back. Hey, I've got a
Are we done with that?
proposition for
Yeah,
you.
we're talking redevelopment here.
I'm jumping.
Bill, we're redevelopment, aren't we?
I guess I'll be satisfied with what y'all doing.
Mark, is that one good then?
That was good.
Do you wanna go to the commissioners next, or do you wanna go to Nancy's economic development?
There's just one line for him.
Yeah, it's just one line. It's behind it's behind the commissioners one. It's inside the commissioners. Like the 4th page back. Keep going.
What we looking for?
Well, we looked at,
Economic Development, Fund 1112.
Alright, there we go.
I got it.
Right there.
Oh. Oh,
Oh, I got it.
He says it's like.
Yeah.
It's the same amount as last year, I believe.
I think Jesse's got a few things he wants to go over that.
Hey, I got a real quick question. I just have to see mainstream on here.
Mhm.
When we signed that whole deal, there was supposed to be money coming back to it.
It does.
So is it?
Yeah, I've been putting it in county gen because and we got $9,000, I think, the other day or something like
Okay.
that. That's the highest one we've got.
Well, then is a
And
annual
it should
people.
continue to go up.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
I
every,
just wondered, I had never heard anything about that for a while.
for every hookup, we get so much, I
It was
think.
like $5.
It's $5 a month, for each, household, each business, whatever.
Okay.
It's interesting to see where my road is at. Main Street was coming through there, but stopped some certain points.
then Orange County is coming through there as well. So they've got two choices they can pick from.
Yeah, now over on the eastern part of the county, we've actually got Charter Spectrum coming in, so
Is that right?
coverage in certain areas over there.
Yeah, wow.
It's still ice.
On our rest, Jesse, you got something?
Okay, mine, as usual, it is the same number we've asked for the last 3 or 4 years. I do want to kind of address a little bit of what we're doing right now and, what this 216 a year has paid for. Across a number of years, basically the entire time we've been funded by the county, we've been holding as much money back as we can, anything we don't absolutely have to have for operations. We've saved back into reserves, and that's allowed us a lot of flexibility over the last year or so. With the housing subdivision, that's required a lot of matching funds for the construction aspect. We've had matching funds for purchasing the property. We needed matching funds for doing the lift station. I was talking about that. And EDC and RDC has teamed up to do all of that without coming back to the county and asking for an additional penny. Some of that has come in a little bit above budget. We're still gonna manage to do that with the reserves that we've built in. We've also gotten $75,000 from Jasper Engines to help out with that because they believe the subdivision is gonna be a big benefit to the workforce around here. So stuff like that is what's allowed us to make ends meet on this project without coming back and asking for more money. I've done some quick math based on the assessed values of the homes that the resort built in Owen County, which is Spencer, Indiana. Their assessed value on those is about 190,000, which those are several years old at this point. But I did the math based on that and based on income taxes. If the people that move into those homes are just making the median household income for Crawford County, which we hope will be higher than that. But just based on those two values, once the homes are built, that will be a bare minimum of $150,000 in additional tax revenue every year for the county, just based on property tax and income tax. Anything, wheel tax, gasoline, stuff like that would all be on top of that. So we feel like there are a lot of benefits gonna come in from that. I don't know if everybody's heard of it, but we participated in something called the Viewpoints with Dennis Quaid, which is a public broadcast TV show. Today is actually when Crawford County's segment launched. So across the next year, we'll be airing on public broadcast TV stations nationwide, getting us out there publicized. Wednesday night, we will air nationwide in prime time on Fox Business Channel. We'll have a commercial that airs. That will be nationwide as well. So we're gonna get some major advertisement for Crawford County there. We just last week sold 2 acres in the industrial park. We're gonna have a new business going in out there. So I think we're making some solid progress right now. Beginning of October, we're gonna start a welding course for adults. We're in the final stages of getting that funded by the state. So the adults that take that welding course will get a certificate. And the only cost they'll be out of pocket is driving to New Albany to take the exam to get their certification at the end of the course. So we've got a lot of good things going on right now. The 216 that's on that sheet, that's what we basically need to operate and have a little bit of money built in case something unexpected comes up. But I wanted to address all of that because we are absolutely draining our reserves at this point. We're not gonna have any money left over to put toward additional kind of projects. So beyond what we're asking for today, I'd love it if you guys could consider whether that's part of next year's budget, whether it's some of the edit money that's still sitting in the edit fund with the county now. I would really appreciate it if you guys could entertain the idea of possibly giving us something to put in as reserves again. Because we can come back to the county if we have any kind of deal we wanna do, that we need any kind of funds to close, we can come to the county and ask. But by the time you advertise everything, that's a month or two process to get that done. And sometimes deals move pretty quick. Take the business that's going in out there. From the day I first spoke to the people that are putting the business in till today has been like 45 days. It's been a very rapid turnaround, and we didn't have to invest any funds into doing that. All we did was sold property, they're handling their own infrastructure, their own driveway, all of that kind of stuff. But if we had needed funds to close something like that, or any of the future projects that we're working on, that is quite a delay if we have to come to the county. So I would appreciate it if you guys would consider that. Beyond that, I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
Can you tell us what kind of business is
That's
going?
what I was gonna ask.
I would like to not get a lot into details on it simply because I want to give them the time to get ready to start construction before I put a lot out there. It's a small manufacturing business. That's really as in-depth as I'm comfortable getting right now.
What about, Simcoe? Seemed to have been the left Ringo,
Yeah.
so are they just out of their brief?
Yeah, I believe they have fully moved everything from the Poe Lumber Company out there. They were scheduled to, and I believe they have followed through with that.
Is that just because they're downsizing or?
I think
Is they
No, they actually built an additional building. That they moved all of that stuff out to. It just wasn't efficient to run stuff back and forth.
that far from the interstate?
Yeah, they were basically, the Poe Lumber Company was just storage from what I understand.
So the 216 that he's asking for is only half the new money coming in, just so you know. And projected next year, at the end of next year, unless you would do something, there would be 862,000. This,
Is the other fund is affected anyway with next year's changes? Okay.
it's income all its own that goes in there and goes out, so.
So the lit though, that's.
We've had to use the edit fund in the past for group medical insurances when we had nowhere else to go. But that's not the case now, and I don't foresee that being the case in the future, since we have this public safety income tax. So I just wanted you to know there is substantial money available for his request.
How much is your requesting, how much?
The 216's the funding, as far as the reserves, I'm happy with whatever you guys would want to give us. I'm not gonna request a specific amount. It's just whatever you guys are comfortable with.
And that would be at your regular council meeting.
Okay.
Sure. You guys are leaving that.
Right, yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah. Just leave it later.
Yeah, so we have to do, if we want to.
Cause I'll have to advertise it and all that, and that'll give me time to
Okay.
advertise it in additional.
Yeah, but that'll be
Yeah,
like
for next
tomorrow's
year.
meeting,
It would be next year's, right?
or whenever, you could do it this year or next.
Okay.
Well, they could do it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's
Okay.
for a regular council meeting.
Well, they got it on their mind.
Hey, that was okay.
We got short memory, nothing more.
Bring it up.
I mean, it'd actually have to be at next month's meeting, but because she'll have to advertise it, but yeah, it's available there now.
Well, it's nice to have that because like he said, when somebody comes in, if you can't do the deal, they're going somewhere else, you know, it's gonna take long for people
Sounds like
to
he's
change their
doing pretty
minds
good.
if you have to start walling things around, you know. And we've lost a lot of deals over the past because of that, you know, so we are moving in the right direction. Appreciate what y'all can do for that.
Anything else, Jesse? Take care of that tomorrow.
Not unless anybody has any more
This year
questions for me.
and next year, if that's what was
Just leave it like
going
it
to
is.
Just one thing. If you
Blue
wanna
Ribbon
get
Services in here.
Oh, yeah.
$50
I was
extra
gonna
this
see
year,
council.
you could
They,
talk about
Here
it,
to
she
think
can
about
advertise it for October.
Southern Indiana Transit.
I will tell you that's gonna
Is it
cause me to stay.
something
because
that's
we
being
had
used
to-
in-
If you want to give some next year.
Or
this
just-
year.
I was asking for a lot more money.
I don't know.
I
Everything
haven't
you
heard
wanna
that,
do with it.
good or
You
bad.
guys split it.
I said,
You guys maybe do their
Now
own
for
down
next
there.
year. They're also-
Computer
We can't because it wasn't
Anything-
advertised.
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
right. Then just double the amount you wanna get,
ACO.
cause you can't do an
Just like
additional for
area
next year
for
until next year.
You would have no air in my office. and I breathe.
Additional.
So they had to come.
So do the double amount.
Freezing in
next
here
year,
and not even
whatever
there.
you wanna give it for the period.
And you could lower it, you could lower it probably if you wanted to, but we would speak.
What are we gonna do now?
just this whole side of the
What y'all doing, Jesse?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse.
Guys, have a nice day.
Hey, Jeff.
We should talk to them about the commissioner budget.
I guess, send it back.
Yes, it is. So we had 30,000 in there for postage, it stayed the same, we didn't raise it up, even though postage just went up, we still have 30,000. But we don't know how much will go up next year,
What all does the commissioner, what all goes into that?
what the postage,
Yeah,
that's for like our post. Like anytime we have to mail stuff out,
That's for everybody.
yes, for like almost every single department uses it.
how come like the assessor said like 7,000 or whatever it was for postage?
That's for his Form 11, if he mails out stuff, he has to come and use my postage.
It's a form that they have to mass.
Thank you. I think you may have put something in here for animal control,
Yeah, it's back.
40,000.
Dan, you mentioned here a while back that you guys were working with, I don't know what county you're in.
Well, it's contracted.
So you have done like a contract with.
We have not. We're in the process of looking at it.
Okay.
And, I'm not so sure that maybe we don't even need a contract with them. Everything has been going pretty.
Like as is kind of when you need it.
Yeah, as we need, we police, a lot of these counties, what they do is just anybody can call them and they make the move, but they have to go through a commissioner.
Okay.
Anytime that they're gonna pick up an animal, somebody calls them about an animal, they clear it to us. And that gets rid of a lot of the problems, because a lot of people take advantage.
Sure, I have no doubt. Yeah.
But anyway, we police that pretty good, and if they've got a, police report or something like that, that's okay too.
Sure. Okay.
But what I did on that $40,000, I asked for 50 last year, and the reason I put that in there, I should come in and talk to you. I polled other counties, Orange County, Washington County, and the average figure was about 40 to 50, but they have a contract with, Harrison, or Washington County government. So, normally it's with the town, the county does that. But Orange County is with the Humane Society of that. And, but I'm kind of told, but anyway, that's what it's costing, is that more money. But we had a good deal with Harrison County, I guess it's for us and people. But there's an ongoing problem.
Now, the company you're working with now, is that like a private type company?
It's
or-
a private.
Let's back up here to the health insurance. I guess my question is, last year. You asked for 860, 200. And it says here expenses through June, or let's see,
Yeah,
24 actual was 1.42 million. And then you're asking for 946. That's my question, why are you asking for less than what you spent? You spent 1,042,000. 1,042,000 and you're
well,
asking
we just took the amount, we didn't look at that amount, honestly, we just took the amount that was budgeted last year and just took it up 10% because we don't know the actual.
And it may not be 10% when they come up with the final,
It could be lower.
could be lower.
Well,
So you're-
last year's, didn't we get discount
Yeah.
or
Yeah, last year,
about $200,000.
yeah, last year stayed the same as the year before, okay? And we had, and we got, what was it, how much?
I thought it was like
Yeah, it
225,
was something like that last year.
215, something like that.
Right. So
So you're good with the 946, 200 then?
I think that will cover, we're hoping it's gonna be a little less than that, but that will cover.
Well, how often does that get reviewed or bid, or well, how long is your contract for?
It's an annual contract, yeah. And they pull a lot of other companies.
It's a broker.
That's what I thought. I read.
Last time this was, they quoted, Anthem, United, Healthcare.
The other two's gonna be more, wouldn't it, Morton?
Yes,
Yeah.
they were, and you know, the thing about the policy that we have, the coverage for employees. Any other policy we go to is gonna cost us more money with less benefits. If we go to other companies to get the benefits we have now, it's definitely gonna cost us more money.
Correct, correct.
And, so insurance is a crazy thing right now. It's nothing.
I remember you having the different ones. I just never see where how all this is gonna go up. What that is, 2026.
Go watch them insurance guys.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Sly little characters, aren't
We
you?
are working on getting a portal also, so that employees will be able to get online and look at their, their accounts or as far as insurance or, anything to do with insurance related. They'll have a username, they can get on there and look at any kind
I
of.
think for us to do anything, we're gonna have to raise.
Yeah, that's something.
Deductibles, it all comes back to the employees, I'm not for taking any more away from this.
That's what I'm saying.
Then we have to, in any possible way,
That's what.
because, they're not getting that much.
This will help us,
Yeah.
this
But that's what I'm
portal
saying,
will
so
help
if we do
us if
125.
someone leaves,
And
make sure they automatically come off. Versus paying for a month, so the portal has a lot of, good uses.
So if you're set down to spin.
And that would just be on professional service, too. But it's not that much.
What's it, professional services increase, what is that?
That's,
So what you talked about?
that's for anything we pay out. You guys put everything in there, Massimo Mechanical, AGCO, any of our softwares, maintenance, all of that comes out of that line now. That's something last year that had happened, so.
Yeah.
I increased it because I,
Contributed to. Yeah, cause you
we
cut
have
back
to, we
some,
have to keep coming and asking.
Yeah.
for
That's what we
more.
wanna stop is to come and ask. And
And so that's
think
why I
like it
increased
is.
it, because I'm getting ready.
You shouldn't have to come and ask, right?
And,
Hope not,
There you go.
hope not.
You got that phone getting
when we get the bills, we gotta be able to
Yes.
pay.
Hey, I know how to say no.
That's what we get them, so.
What's co-insurance?
We pay the security company out of them.
County.
Oh,
Yeah.
county insurance, okay. So it's like our property insurance, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it vehicles, property?
Yeah.
So just,
So the highway,
That catches everything.
highway pays their portion,
Workman's comp.
EMS pays their portion, and the rest of it's the county portion.
So I'm down to the Blue River Services, just so you know, they asked for 66, last year we gave them 25. We cut that, we give them 30. You heard that?
yeah, I don't get, personally, I don't get much feedback from them myself, so I don't really know.
Well, that's what we did,
Really
we
what
cut
they're-
them to 30,
Yeah,
They used
give them
to,
5 more than last year.
they used to come around, they, yeah.
What's life spring, is that the mental health?
Yeah, we have to have that. And the soldier burial, have to have that.
So Fredonia Community Center, last year you got 1,000, you're asking for 3. You got
Yeah,
some
that's right.
projects or something.
that's becoming a real issue for us, everybody's information back, what was in the 70s,
It was in the late 70s or early 80s.
like the county done contract with Fredonia Community Center. And they got a 99-year lease on that property down there, and in that lease, we have to take care of all the maintenance and maintain that facility. We've actually had that contract stuff in the hands of our attorney since we've been reviewing that. But as of right now, there doesn't really look like there's a way to get out of this contract, so. Like right now, we've had to have the septic taken care of down there. Got a door in the back of the building that's gotta be repaired.
So does the county own the building? Is that what
County,
you're saying?
yeah, the county owns that property, but it's leased, 99-year lease to Fredonia Community Center. Now,
Is it their structure, our land, or is it our?
It's a historical county.
Right, but I mean, you said land, I just wanna make sure.
the whole,
About
the whole parcel.
the whole thing, land and building.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
They put a roof on last year, right?
Yeah, we had to put a roof, yeah, we had to fix the roof.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's right.
That is a good deal.
And,
Anybody been?
Unfortunately, the only good thing I can say is we were not the ones to sign it. But
Long gone, now more.
yeah, there's nothing we can do about it right now,
So
and
what's-
we are trying to see if there's anything we can
So
do.
what if you just said, sure, there
Yeah,
you go,
yeah.
do us.
How much land is there?
Not.
Probably not about it.
What,
That was divided up in lots.
It may
and
be,
there's probably
it may
two or
be,
three lots.
what, a quarter acre?
It's a parking lot. One thing that's happened down there too, that the heating and cooling system probably gonna have to be upgraded. It's an older system and we had to have a condensate leak down there. Thought maybe just the pipe that was stopped up, but actually it was the fan had melted, and how it melted, I don't know. Cause it's setting up off the coral, but anyway, he's trying to find a pan for it, but, it's an old unit and I don't.
Hopefully, we're gonna get through the next summer before.
But yeah, it's, we don't need it right now, but, and also we got a door down there. It's a place that's expensive door, like $1,500.
So who uses the building?
Well, the community now, it's community building's what it is.
Right, but I mean.
We still have voters saying that or no?
No,
No.
We're good doing that?
We quit doing
Or if you have to
that.
pay to use the building.
that's totally up to them. We don't have any control. All we do is take care of it.
Sorry.
You're just jealous you don't have a contract like that.
I couldn't believe that's what their contract, why, work.
So what if you just said, we'll sign the deed over to you? I bet they wouldn't do it, would you?
Well, no.
No, well, I mean, what if,
We're
say you have
actually,
to go to law?
Well, it sounds like they're trying to.
well, we're actually working with the attorney to see what our options are with that.
There has to be some way to get out of it.
It's not like they could afford to sue you.
One good thing about it, though, it does preserve the history of the county, so we're getting a little bit out of it.
So who owns the old courthouse, the private property?
I'm not exactly sure who owns that, I think maybe the county.
I mean, that's true, they can live the historic part of it. I mean, that's, the other one's just a carbon copy of it.
Yeah, I think it was actually.
That building, nothing about it looks historic to me.
It's got the little round.
It's got the little cubicle in the back, the little half moon, that what they did when they built them old buildings that were for churches and government buildings. The commissioners or the preacher, whoever was in charge, set up high. That's what that is, that little chimney like, it gets a pedestal. Yeah, Chase is what it is.
But anyway, that's a brief overview of what.
That's the best we're in now.
And if you can figure out a way we can get out from under, it, go for it.
That thing will catch on fire tonight.
I don't know.
Them people, they negotiated a heck of a contract down there. So I guess we need to leave that now.
I've been thinking.
I think for right now, yeah, hopefully.
If
We need something, I did it. So the attorney fees went up, did his fees go up or why you want more money for it?
She just increased it.
I think
Did
we
she
increased
just increase it on you or did?
Well, no, I think we, litigation, we've had some more litigation. additional charges, it's outside the contract with the attorney, okay?
It seems like, it seems like we get more of that, you know. People wanting to sue the county. Different things.
Back to the dog thing. Well, that's a very ignorant question here, but do we have any control over the trustees' funds?
Not yet.
Right, that's well done. Sort of $500,000.
Yeah. They'll have to forfeit in 27, I think it is.
Okay.
30% of their uncommitted funds. But that's for roads
There's
only.
$500,000.
Why wouldn't they commit it to your animal control?
It's got the statute put it to roads.
Could we request from each township trustee a portion to go into a animal control fund?
Yeah, you could try to set up a interlocal agreement with all of them and
Only reason I say that is because every trustee, I went through and looked at every one of them, and there's not a single trustee, I'm gonna hang on here. In the reporting for relief, rent, food, utilities. Maximum about $2,500. Most of them all receive a $7,500 salary, plus about the same thing as far as the rent for their house and things like that. So what they're bringing in and what they're putting out in poorly is astronomically backwards. And so, like I said, when I looked through it, what their cash was in 2024, between all of them, there's $500,000 sitting there.
And this one other problem that basically is responsibility is not just wheat, and we're getting a lot of this poison hemlock. That's basically the trustee's responsibility by statute. And of course, we mow the right of ways, but that stuff is spreading like mad.
wow.
You see bad, it's very bad. But anyway, and I think at some point in time, that will have.
I just think, like I said, I don't know if it's the commissioners or if it's the council that needs to approach the trustees as a whole, as all the trustees in the county. You know, I mean, when their job was assessment, you know, and collecting dog tax and that kind of thing, but now they don't have that job and, you know, they're collecting tax.
When did you say, Jackie, this all would be consolidated?
In 27 is when they'll have to give that 30% to the county to go for roads in their township. In 27, pay 28, actually, there are 28 budgets. This county council will control the amount of income tax dollars they get.
I see.
They'll set the income tax rate for those units out there, along with fire.
But ours are all fire.
That's what they've all been.
Well, but
Right,
ours,
our thing.
no, ours are all fire districts.
Okay.
None of our trustees manage,
All the
fire
department.
so they don't put any money towards the.
But they get income tax dollars, so you
And
guys will,
And it's growing.
well, it won't any longer, you guys will be responsible.
So what happens to all that left over besides the 30%?
Well, it stays in their accounts,
Yeah.
but then,
They can't spend it though, can they? If it stays in their,
yeah, they'll appropriate and spend it like, for what it can be spent for.
Gotcha. That's right, I just think that.
But that, they'll have to come, fire district will have to come in. Council. Income tax rates for that.
You can't keep it going. Not just keep it going.
Yeah.
They'll still get their property.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, how many trustees is there?
Yeah, it's all we're doing with them, they're coming back.
So
for 3 more times.
$45,000.
Yeah.
Do what now, you know, that's all we're doing with them, cause it looks like they're coming back 3 more times today, right?
We're waiting on.
We're done with this.
Okay.
Yep.
We didn't change anything except Blue River, right?
Figure out where we're gonna come up with $50,000 for animals.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's
For what?
for the animal control.
Oh. So did we take the animal control out of here? Did you?
No, I know, I meant, I was.
No, I mean, nothing but the.
Yes.
That,
It's a problem.
I know you talked at the water meeting with DuBois County, you know, talked with them. But they've got their own, they own their own animal
Facility.
control, but they got businesses to support it.
Yes.
Like Heavenly Hounds or something, like some of these kind of places we have in the county, would they be interested in something like this?
You know, a lot of humane societies do
You gotta
take
get
care
hooked
of
up,
animal control.
you gotta get hooked up, right? If you don't have.
Yeah.
When you pick these animals up, you just can't put them anywhere. You gotta be put in a special facility. It's gotta be, and there's a lot of detail to these facilities.
Well, what I'm saying is that somebody that has the background and the hardware and the fencing and the ground and everything, would it be wise for somebody to go, you know, say, hey, this is something that county could put toward that if you wanted to take on this response? I don't know.
That may be worth it asking them.
Yeah.
If anybody wanted to do that, I don't know that there's anybody that's.
Well, if they knew there was a little bit of money behind it, they might.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, cause I know, like, when they pick those dogs up, they're charging $150 on transportation. You know, I don't mind the 150 for picking up the dog, but then it's the 150 for the transportation, now I'm gonna three.
Don't they have, by the laws, don't they have to have them? Yeah, look at them and stuff.
Oh, I don't know, I'm just saying,
They have,
because they're coming from Clarksville.
Yeah, there's some, you're right, that's the first charge. Now.
Yeah, right,
Then I think there's legally, there's some
there
other,
could,
there's some other thing, I don't know.
they have to have a vet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how active that veterinarian is,
Right,
but they've gotta have one.
Yeah.
but like what Luke's saying, if we had somebody here, we could eliminate that 150,000. And that was actually what he spoke with me about, was he said it'd be great if we could have somebody part-time here.
Yeah.
So that he wouldn't have. to
Yeah,
have that.
we talked about
Yeah.
that.
Well, what you're saying may be the part-time. people
Maybe.
need.
Maybe, well, you know, I think maybe the
They might-
word needs to be put out saying, hey, this is what we're trying to do. Do we have anybody that would be interested in doing
So I think at
it?
one time, there were coffee that used to do that.
Maybe they set up,
Yeah.
maybe they set up a holding
And
facility.
it was a good deal.
Yeah, that was, when I was a kid, I remember that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we got more work to do there.
I was on council when he was looking at it, and we was, it's unfortunate thinking about
Yeah. Very, very much so.
it. Cause he was
We
really.
live in the
Yeah,
40.
I thought he did.
Who do you want next?
What about
We got the man.
Yeah, you want me to get it?
We'll leave it in there. Dan.
Yeah. Leave it in.
And if that's something that we go for, just the priorities.
You want me to
Can
get?
be transferred. Yeah.
You'd have to appropriate it then.
Okay.
You might be somebody.
Yeah, but give me his name. I feel I haven't called, need to reach out to the trustees.
Yeah. They bring it in now.
EMA, I believe.
Yes, you may.
There's so much to that. I mean, more than just picking up. You know, also you gotta figure out what to do.
Well, the thing is, that sounds like a great opportunity for somebody in our
Yeah.
community if they are interested. That's all I'm saying.
And what Dan pointed out is how it's being controlled right now is.
That probably helps.
Just catch that force with that.
Another.
You know, I mean, it's just a process. It's not just like, come on the phone and say, hey, I got it. You know, it's just, it has to be like from, I'm sure.
Well, and
Yeah.
commissioners will probably have to oversee it in some way. I mean,
It's gotta be,
Yeah.
man,
yeah.
there's no. I mean, we're gonna do that, or it'll just get out of it.
Yeah.
Everybody, people bring it over.
Yeah.
Everything had it all at this point.
Just like we're trying to do to North Air or to Harrison County, you know. Or whoever.
EMA.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just go down the line here, Aaron. We'll go to, so part-time, you've got. Put in 25 for part-time.
Yes.
I mean, I guess, can you explain to everybody why that's necessary, or Why you can't do it all yourself or?
Not only am I doing EMA's job, I'm also the floodplain manager. I'm the ADA coordinator, Title VI coordinator. And to stay up on everything. Everybody in the state has an office administrator or a part-time deputy. Just like today's meeting, I was going on vacation. I was actually, my vacation was already planned. And then I got notified that I had this budget meeting. I left my vacation to come back here. Would I want my assistant coming into this meeting? No, but when I try to take other vacations and other time away to burn my vacation hours, I don't get that time. I literally burn my vacation literally throughout the year at half a days if I'm lucky. I don't ever get a full day off to even burn my vacation. Anywhere else has a part-time or a full-time deputy in the state that helps assist with incidents and everything else. Because the way my job description is, I am on call 24/7. I respond 24/7. Sometimes I have to have a little bit of a break. I've got a guy that volunteers right now. When he's available, he'll come in 1 to 2 days a week. But he's doing it at a volunteer basis right now. He's not gonna keep doing that as a volunteer basis. He'll still be a volunteer, but he may be coming in and dedicating his time away. And luckily he has his own business, so he can flex his hours a little bit. But there really needs to be some part-time help. Most places have a full-time director and a full-time administrator in the office. Our county is one of the few that don't have anybody helping.
I can verify her vast, he is overwhelmed. And with all the orange he's got in the fire and everything that he does, there's nights, I go down there frequently, I work with Aaron quite a bit, and, but there's nights that he's been up all night. You know, if you have a spill on the interstate, something like that, you know, he has to go to that, and it's just an overwhelming job. I don't see how he does it. All right, well, let's leave that for now and go down.
I just have one
Say, this
question.
ain't the first year I've asked for part-time. I've asked for.
That's all I want you.
And this is just, I'm just curious, would you rather have the 60,000 or the 20, the part-time?
25 would be the better solution for the part-time. It would be nice to have a little bit more of my pay raise, but.
Well, we're gonna work on that too, when we're done.
He should be exempt too.
Yeah, my status is exempt.
Should be exempt. I think if you really got down to it, and studied it, that he ought to.
What is the limit on that, they said?
58,000. We're not talking about the limit.
It was supposed to have gotten switched January 1st to 58, 586 or 568 or something, but they got vacated in federal court.
Okay. And so that didn't go through?
No, it got vacated in November.
I didn't realize that.
He does get reimbursement
Yes.
for his salary, 18,750.
And starting in 26, that reimbursement goes up to 23,500. So
Next, in 26?
starting this next year, it will go up to 23,500. It's up to 50%, so if you're under that, they're only gonna pay the 50%, but that's the cap for 26.
So you can reimburse on your wage.
Yeah, he has to meet guidelines to get that. So he evidently does. He's gotten it for 3 years that I can see.
I've got it's been
Yeah,
here.
he has guidelines. It's not an automatic. But he does it. I mean, he's gotten it for 3 years.
Are we getting that before you came?
Yeah.
They have been getting it. There was some issues when I first came in that it was getting ready to be lost because he hadn't turned all the paperwork in and we got it fixed. So it's been consecutive ever since they started.
We were about to lose it when Moose was
That's what I
there.
believe, I remember that.
We got That's why we took action on that.
All right. You're down telephones, you had 0, now you're asking for 3,000, what's up?
And that's only in question because, the auditor has sent me a couple bills here for the phone system.
The RTC, we're just taking out county jail.
But
That's what you're talking.
my Verizon bill for my cell phone and my MiFi,
Oh,
the internet devices. Yeah,
because he went and asked for that from the commissioners meeting and they approved it.
I've always had the two hotspots. That's always been in place for years. But we just changed it because originally it was in the commissioner's name and we switched it out of the commissioner's name
It is.
to my account because that gave me the priority preemption for internet priority and disaster.
So you get the same rates as sheriff,
So. Coming out of his budget.
$49 for the hotspots and 49 for.
32 or 34, I think, for the hotspot too. I think maybe something like that.
Phone is at 49.
The phone itself still, I'd have to look on the number. The bill she sent me is what I figured this, and it was either, it still comes out of commissioner's fund or it comes out of mine, either way.
Well, since it's technically from his now, it should probably come out of his budget.
Yeah.
That was the reason why I was adding that. And the only other thing I really wanted to look at and ask for was looking at adding a capital outlays item line, account line for the YSB building for maintenance and repairs of that. Apparently, I'm trying to pull what repairs and maintenance I can out of my regular repairs and maintenance. That repairs and maintenance already comes out of from my vehicles, everything else comes out of there as well.
The gable ends on that building, if anybody's looked at it. I know they need to be replaced.
And I'm working on trying to get ready to get close.
So is that the increase from 15,000 to 35,000 on the term maintenance?
No, it's here. Capital is 5,000.
No, he has 5,000 in his repair and maintenance and he's wanting 5,000 in capital outlays for repair and maintenance.
Yeah, look at it. I don't know. No, you're talking about the east building.
It's in his 360.
Oh,
It's not metal.
It's some kind of. It's like a particle board.
Yeah, it's wood particle board, but really they're coming, I can stick my fingers into the.
Looks to me like it's cardboard. It's going good.
Probably, I bet.
And it may be, it may be.
Oh, no.
It's some type of fiber board.
So it gave that building away. I don't think we could we? We couldn't get rid of it, could we?
For what it appraised for.
If to sell it for 2/3 or something, what's price for it?
What?
Hey, Jackie, if they do the 5,000 for capital outlays for repair and maintenance,
Special price, or if they take it
if
through.
we put it all in his repair and maintenance line
That's what.
instead of capital outlays,
Well, it depends on what he's doing.
it's for repair and maintenance for his YSB building,
That's where I put it.
repair and maintenance.
So 0 the outlays and make the other 10. All right, with you?
Troy, you have to take care of that bill.
I'll do it while I'm working on Fredonia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Utilities, is that fall into the
Commissioners.
regular,
Right, but right
you
head.
don't have specific utilities.
That's 5 on the bottom. No, he must be on the next page.
The very,
Yeah.
no, on
Yeah.
the very last page.
3,100. Yeah, he zeroed that, but he's gonna add it to.
No,
Go back, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. Or down towards the bottom there. Yeah, there you go.
did we keep 5,000?
We moved it to repair and maintenance line.
0 that, and make this one too.
Okay.
These helps keep those easier, yeah, to.
That's powerful.
That's this capital outlays is
So on the tower fund, you went from 15 to 35.
Yeah, and that's just because, I mean, yeah, I know we're doing the improvements now to all of our tower sites as far as repeater sites. But we're still getting maintenance and stuff coming up
On the tower line.
on the warning sirens.
Wasn't there something about batteries? Don't you have to replace?
We just replaced the battery, so they're good for the next 5 years.
So I'm gonna ask you something.
Almost of them, there's a few that's oddball that falls in between, but
Is there any grants out there for radios, like for, and give people just look into that, like for EMS? I know EMS is needing 800 radios in a bad way.
for 800 radios, yes, or combination dual band.
Well, EMS is in bad shape. They're needing radios.
So the grant that just coming out that is.
There, yeah, that's HSP, but it caps out at $150,000.
Well, 150s better. I think it's three.
And,
Remember,
and literally,
350,000 is what.
now this past year, I did apply for radios. Just because of some change in the state, I wasn't even qualifying for radios at that time. The 3 years prior to that, I applied for radios every single time. And we was denied.
Thank you.
I'm working on another radio grant for this, apparently, it's due at the end of this month, so.
And this is just thinking out loud, what would you say that we said you get 10% of every grant you get instead of a raise or something? I'm just thinking out loud, just wondering. I think we ought to do more of that, encourage people to get grants. And they get to keep a portion of, administrative fee. I mean, cause you're good, you've got several grants.
Yeah, and most of my grants are.
We just have to make sure the grant had that in there, would you, Jackie? You have to make sure the grant actually covered.
Yeah,
Administrative
you'd
fees.
also have to amend the salary ordinance each time to pay it to him, but that's not a big deal either.
We probably run into that with this Moose. He was working for everybody except Crawford County.
Well, this is for Crawford County, though. This is for grants for Crawford County.
That's what he was doing.
He was writing grants for all the other counties and making.
Let's go.
And not working for, not like for here.
Yeah, so I guess that's my encouragement for our. I'm just, again, just thinking out loud, yeah, that's it.
And just kind of a heads up for you guys, this is kind of where we're at with grants right now. A lot of our grants are very questionable what's gonna happen with FEMA and everything else. For 26, looks like most of them staying. I'm getting ready, actually, I'm in the middle of writing 2 grants right now. One is for some handheld radios, a couple mobiles to start replacing my department, because mine's getting outdated. And they're kind of like EMSs, they're gonna be obsolete and dead in the world, and my
You're doing a
EMA's not
grant.
gonna have a radio.
He's also doing a grant for panic buttons.
Yeah, we're looking at upgrading all the panic button system here in the courthouse currently, but also we'll reach out and catch like probation, health department. My office, which isn't in the system now because they're too far away from the main building. Included in that same grant is also looking at upgrading the metal detector at the doorway.
Sounds like we're gonna put a cap on that.
Hey, it makes it, you know, wasn't the panic buttons, wasn't that just like 5 years ago, or is time flying? I've just lost track.
That was
been longer.
I've been here 6 years and that was way before me.
And we don't have a company that takes care of them no more.
Now, the company that I'm looking at, the buttons that we currently have will go into that system and tie in. It just adds some remote capabilities and it also adds some computer capabilities. Cause right now, for Wendy's office, Wendy's the only one that has a button under her desk. Well, what happens if Wendy's gone to the bathroom or Wendy's the one at the front desk taking care of somebody and something happens? It's like, oh, hang on, I gotta get up for a minute. I gotta go push the button over here. So the new system we're looking at doing the upgrade with, within this new company, will actually put it at their keyboard. They can hit a button combination of F9 and F11 and automatically send that silent panic out to every computer on the grid systems for the court system, so everybody will know that alarm's been activated.
How many panic alarm activations is there?
Yeah,
been?
Jim's been.
It's a good question, because currently, right now, I don't know. Because the system, since we've upgraded our IT and the system's getting older, I don't even get notified when, if I don't hear it on the radio or the VHF side.
We do, just to see if they work, but none of them work.
Nobody,
except for the
nobody's
commissioners or-
been responding to it because nobody's getting text messages, nobody's getting emails. And I'm sorry, waiting for an email to come out to
The
somebody
dispatch station.
is slow anyways. Cause you gotta have your email open at the time.
They say they're not seeing, he said probably not, but.
You don't see it.
We're gonna do something. But you're working on a grant for
We're
that.
working on a grant that will cover all that cost.
Where are we at?
Other than, there is a subscription fee every year because it does go.
But him and Jim's talking about.
Yeah, I'm working with Jim and the sheriff's office and then trying to get the judge involved as well, so we can maybe even divide that up a little bit.
Probably, because that's something we gotta keep working. Gotta keep that up in shape, and it's not
I'll see if
been kept well.
Yeah. And some neglect.
Well, I think that happens so much different places. You wait 4 years, then you have to buy everything. Yeah. Instead of keeping a solid maintenance.
I'd be in favor of leaving it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
It's all zero. I think your hands will work. I heard it Saturday.
Yeah.
I did, I was in Pigeon Forge Saturday, so.
It was working Saturday. I heard.
Worked in Ringo.
Oh, yeah, the.
Go back to vacation.
All right, we're done.
I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My vacation was gonna end this morning, so I.
EMS is what we got.
EMS.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. I'm coming.
Because he just know.
So. You better not be able to throw this out there. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying 25,000.
We tried.
If you sell it, 2 days off.
Last 2, 3
You're not getting lost, are you, Linda?
No.
Good.
Usually excited about this night.
You know that.
Last year.
Usually has a nice time.
25,000. 211 a day you're paying out. Divide that into 24 hours. That's $8.82 an hour, you should be paying a part-time person.
I think I can think about this part-time person.
I got it, got a printer.
I don't know anything about it, I'm just.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What's that sound a big number?
Where are you
Until you break it down.
Wherever you're now. That's it right here. Tell me what you want for Christmas.
Yeah, that's today.
Toby, you go first. You're my phone.
You want Tony and G.I. Joe, whatever.
Bora.
We'll keep it on.
Here, okay, you got the floor, man.
What do you want to know?
Well, I just wanna say thanks, yes, but you're probably the only one budget that I flipped open that ain't wanted at least a $40,000 raise on top of what there's already getting.
We didn't, Chad.
Where you know what, I don't even have a copy.
They even done some of them even
Where's
done
the-
special forms there.
You actually done.
Made it look good, look at that. There. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Oh, is this the email?
Got it down pat over
Yeah,
here. He knows
13.
what it was.
So,
It's 11:50.
So EMS on EMT and on call, it looks like you went down for what you're wanting.
yes, so it was a little, it was over for this year, so. I'll start with payroll, and I had a sheet that showed what the percentage was. I didn't ask for anything more for me next year, so no increase for me, from what I'm making now. EMT or the paramedics, I asked for, 2.9%, and the EMTs and vans, since they got an adjustment this year, I only asked for like 1.4, 1.6% for them. So, and I had a sheet of what those hourly rates would be, but
I don't
I
have
thought I had it wrote
I
down
don't-
something,
Yeah,
but,
I don't have that.
but
So what's your overall payroll look from this time last year to this year?
you mean, what's it look like?
As
This-
far as up, down, saving,
We've saved some
I
money
mean,
this
you
year.
got pretty well full load versus
Yeah, we're full
where
staff. now.
last year. You
Well,
struggled hard.
We are full staff. I did get the second paramedic laid off, so we are now at a level playing field as far as staffing goes, 7 paramedics now, and then we've got the advanced EMTs and EMTs, for the other 7 positions. So we've done that. The only difference on this budget compared to last year is a total, I think it's less than 1% difference. But I tightened it up. So basically what I'm trying to do is get this thing tight and down to what we absolutely have to have instead of padding here and there. So,
Good.
as far.
Is this the same person that I've listened to?
No, it's not.
I think you got baptized there. at the end of the line.
Been talking to Gene this lately, so. But,
Good deal.
I don't
but,
know how happy this makes me hear her say that. 'Cause I dread coming in here every year for when he walks in that door.
so,
Coach says,
as far as the salary portions go, I mean, it's tight, but it covers what we have to have. So unless something majorly bad happens. 2026, this budget should cover everything down to the penny. So, I mean, I tightened it up for percentages across the board. I think the only things that I have added was the
Repair and maintenance or something like
repair
that.
maintenance. You know, I know it got reduced from 25,000 to 15,000. And as a reminder, you know, that just doesn't take care of trucks. And I know the reason it got dropped was because, well, you got 2 new trucks. Remember, I have to pay for any repairs to my buildings, you know, like this year I've had the air conditioning unit at both my stations, you know, so. You know, buildings, equipment, you know, if a monitor needs fixed, you know, we take it out of that line item. So that's why I've asked for that 25 back. What we used to get each year. And then equipment wise, that 20,000 for the equipment. I added that in there because all of our equipment has to be PN. That's our monitors, Lucas devices, stair chairs, basically any equipment that we have that has to go through an inspection each year. Well, that inspection is right around $9,000 for everything. And so if you have any repairs, because let's say a board goes out, like stretcher, the other day I had it quit operating, and the power board for that is $1,800, and we had to replace that. And the warranty's out, just ran out. You know, so, but I will say this, we can't take hits like we took this last year, like, the increase on the insurance. You know, we got that bill for $9,000 for, what was that, for 2023?
Yes, that would.
Yeah, you know, so we get a bill for $9,000 for where we underpaid workman's comp and all that, so, you know, surprise things like that, you know, that.
When they had done their audit and then they.
Right, but to come in 3 years after the whack or 2 years and say, no, you owe us $9,000, well, that's a heck of a hit. We paid it out of liability, we'll tell that 25%. That was still, yeah. So, you know, we had to end up paying them 25% out of that lineup.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna come in under budget this year, so there's gonna be enough money to move around to cover where we went over on some of these line items. So, but next year I made it tight. And,
Well, I'd like to loosen it up a little bit.
huh?
I'd like to loosen it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it professional services?
I was gonna ask, what's that?
60,000.
Professional services, that's what pays our billing company. Billing company, and then we also have a couple of other, the $4,000 that we pay for the way that does our Medicaid cost report on that one, Lisa Rooney and Associates, and then another contract that we have for our company that, and it's less than $1,000 a year, but it's a company that takes care of all our sharps. And now they're doing all of our scheduled 1, 2, 3, 4 drugs, whenever they expire, they're taking them. And then they send reports to you. It's compliance stuff, basically for that, make sure that when I.
Has your ALS supplies medication, have they kind of leveled off a little bit?
The cost of them?
Well, I mean, you know how,
No.
you know how they jumped,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, they jumped
tremendously.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, yeah.
I know if there's an increase, always gonna be an increase.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the increases are subtle now. I mean,
That's where I'm at.
like the year of COVID, I mean, we were paying $120 for a case of gloves and $550.
What's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is, I would like to suggest that we move 60,000, and we've advertised it, so it's there, it's no additionals at the beginning of the year. That we take $60,000 for, EMS professional services. And $25,000 for EMS utilities and move those into the public safety fund 11-7. Now, we advertised it because that helps our levy by $85,000.
Yeah, professional services and one of,
Utilities.
Would it matter if you use the, I mean, you've already advertised, I guess, but I'll say some of the other ones that
You wanna put it in
Yeah.
professional services, Jackie?
We advertised for EMS professional services and EMS utilities in the lit. We could have done others. I just
You just
happened to
picked out.
pick
That's fine.
a couple of big ones, that were easy. It would be like the utilities is the same thing every time, and his professional services is probably the same thing every time. Makes it easy for his bookkeeping as opposed
Yeah, no,
to
makes sense.
And you're moving it to where?
the public safety
Public
lit,
safety.
Fund
Which helps the
11-7.
levy, and she called and asked me if she could do that, and I said.
We got 1236.
That's still,
Huh?
It don't affect- it don't affect
You don't want it in
you. Just moving it out.
Yeah.
It's moving it out of here to get that levy.
No, we put it in 1170.
That's in this share.
Okay, because Lit EMS has the group medical, the ALS.
Right, but that's his lit money.
Okay.
And he's done that.
Do that.
He's advertised for 430,000 in there, and his new money next year will be 570.
Okay, so you'll have to go back to the sheriff to find 1170 then. That's what you are looking for.
Yeah. It's.
Is there anything projected to keep going up?
Yes.
I'm just gonna make a note.
it's really, it's all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're, this year, I mean, if we average out the rest of this year, we're.
Oh, yeah, he's got a
around
line item, he has
720,000,
professional
which
services.
we've never hit, yeah. I mean, 2 years ago, we never hit half a million. I know.
You're
doing a great job.
We have EMS professional services.
This last year is.
I know, we put it in there when we
Yeah,
advertised.
we did, so we're just cutting it out of there.
Right,
Got it.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I called down and we.
Yeah, that's right, we got it.
Yeah.
We forgot we done that.
Now,
Yeah, his revenue's up over 600,000 a year.
Not for 3% across the board.
Okay, so, and I've got the hourly rates that I asked for. I thought I had them written down on these sheets, but it's not 3%, none of it's 3%. So,
It may have been on the original one that we have.
it probably was, so don't do 3%, it throws everything in one way.
That's another thing he was asking not to, if we do decide to do. I said 3% for everybody on these pays. You don't wanna do that because it's gonna mess up his hiring.
Will you tell
He's
me?
gotta adjust it like he wants.
Yeah, what was it?
Well, I don't know, I got it written
I know we
down
gotta
over keep there, but I don't have it.
going up, but-
Was it 2.9%?
Well, it's 2.9% basically the makes we go to $24 instead of like 24.04, you know.
you did 2.9, you did
2.9% for this,
Okay.
but the EMTs and advanced EMTs, I only figured like 1.4%, 1.6%.
So are they gonna come back and?
No, because I'll tell them to be quiet or I'll be quiet. I mean, well, it's changed. Well, they just got that huge adjustment
I know.
here, so they can live with it or.
Oh, they got an adjustment
Yes,
mid-year?
I did, yeah.
So
Yeah.
they got that adjustment mid-year,
That's
like
why-
I did,
That's
that's
why
why.
I have to do the adjustments you're seeing.
Anything.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand it, but
I told you it would
I'm
work.
thinking,
Yeah.
we
Well, it
jumped
worked.
all over this last year
So-
with raises here and there.
That's my point.
I'll deal with my people.
And I,
You know, I'll deal with.
and I.
All this work,
so.
so.
I mean, he's doing a good thing.
We can have this
Mid-year,
done.
so he's looking at that.
And I've already told them, that's what I'm doing as far as wages, since you got the adjustments during the year. I said, you got these bigger adjustments, and I said, so you're gonna get less next year. I said, because that's what I'm asking for, I said, I'm not even asking for.
His revenue's up over 620,000 a year. That's just the medical reimbursement back.
Good deal.
How are you on trucks? I know it takes 2 years to get them. Are you pre-planning in there? Are we saving? For that day?
Well, I think right now,
Jackie's got.
In the, at the end of next year, in his EMS fund, he will have $350,000 cash operating. He'll have 350,000 left over in his EMS property tax fund. In his EMS lead, he'll have 200,000 left over.
There's your new there.
And then in escrow, right now I've got 210.
Say,
Yeah, and then, yeah, that's sitting out there. If you have a budget, then that.
Well, I was actually looking to start that process later in 26. Because it's 18 months right now, is what it is for those. But,
Took longer than that for the others, but.
well, that was because they were playing catch up. Now,
Right.
they're getting better, but we're still 18 months out. And then, you know, one of the other things is eventually like the cardiac monitors. You know, usually about 10 to 12 years into those, you're looking at software issues of being updated, stuff like that, but we're still 5-6 years away from that. So, I mean, as far as big expenses, I don't see anything big. We might try for a new truck in about another, at least start the process, because we know it's gonna be another year and a half, 2 years down the road.
That would be nice.
For mid 26 to start the process and take a bid.
Just remember, Pike County.
Well, we don't know what's coming down the road. either,
Right,
so.
well,
All it takes is 1 year.
they could be having like that.
Saw two big buses this morning.
Might not even be around.
Yeah. They ran right across in front of me. I saw them plenty of time.
I mean, that's what our
Big
I have actually written on
Oh, they don't have.
one of these bases on the original.
It's great. It's expensive.
So,
Oh, looks good.
Marcy's in the golf.
Thanks a lot for what you're doing. And all I ask is, at the end of the year, you're 1 penny over your.
No, I'm going to, no, I'm doing, it don't make no difference who gets it. I'm going to.
Yeah, they're going to now.
Chad's buying around, so, oh, I gotta say. Come February, March, you're buying.
We'll see.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
all you're doing.
All right, thank you all.
Okay, bring Highway in. He's got 25 minutes until lunch.
I'm not skipping lunch. Ain't here, we're eating lunch. They got never what they eat.
Y'all ready?
Make you a mostly. You could order a pizza.
You put those.
He likes the creek fries.
So Mason, take a cookie down, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I gotta have more substance than that. That boy's gonna eat.
Did you say fat boy?
That's a good one there.
You get stressed out down here. He really needs these. I said, maybe he's getting stressed. Breaking pencil, but. Well, Troy done it when he was talking about that. Raise will go, but.
Oh, I know, that's good.
Yeah. That's it.
Just.
Mine don't
Good,
either.
good. Yes, since they're wonder, but. I think they go the other way.
Yeah.
That's a worst. But he might be included in his.
We got one new boy, I think.
Well, that's a big stuff.
Yeah.
Raised.
Let's see.
$11.69, so we're starting.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
So it looks like safety supplies has jumped up from 15 to 20. But then the stone went down from 20 to 10.
We've been trying to pay more stone out of the restricted fund. We have to keep a little bit in local roads and streets. For like cemeteries and things like that, but other than that, a lot of stone could be paid out of 1173 because it's preservation. We did move some money into the fleet maintenance or road maintenance. And the thinking behind that was trying to take a little bit of pressure off of 1176. So our guy that mows on the boom mower, that's all he does, mow all year. And so his salary can be paid, the benefits can be paid out of 1169 because that's all he does is mow, and mowing can be paid out of 1169. So the thinking behind that was move all his salary and benefits out of that 1176 and put it in 1169.
Who is this employee? Could you tell me his name?
Dwayne Osler. So it was only a $5,000 increase year over year.
Is that what the 60,000 is for, Chance, for his?
Salary benefits, yeah.
That 3,100, that one.
So Jackie, just to get you up in 1169,
Yeah.
he's got in road repair maintenance 60,000, but he's wanting to create payroll lines with benefits and all that for the guy who does strictly mowing all year long.
Right, okay.
Which,
Are you sure you can use local road and street on mowing? I thought it had to be on the road.
You're the one that told me at the
Has to be on the road.
conference that 1169 is considered maintenance. So, or 1169 salary
Maintenance.
benefits for maintenance, and mowing falls under maintenance instead of preservation or reconstruction.
But it's maintenance to the road.
And mowing is maintaining the road. I based that off of what you had told me at the conference.
I would, maintenance can be paid from, salaries for maintenance can be paid out. I question that mowing would be considered on the road surface. You can do it, and if they slap your hands, you'll have to change it, but maintenance salaries can be
well, they'll
paid.
be here the 11th, so. I'm
There,
just
you know,
asking.
there's a fine line with that, cause just like you wanna buy a tractor, you buy a tractor, but you can't, you know, when it's restricted, you can't buy a mower.
Mhm.
You know.
Right. Yeah,
So,
you can't buy it, yeah,
you know, what do? You know, so it's such a fine line.
yeah, I don't disagree with you, but
Right.
I mean, and again. I probably would check it out. And see if maintenance would be, mowing would be considered maintenance on the road.
It was just,
I
it was just
understand it's
recently they
maintenance.
ruled, right, that you could use 1169 for salaries at all. Within the
Pardon?
last couple of years, it's
Right.
changed.
It's just been a few years since they changed to allow salaries at all,
Well, you can call.
but it has to be on the road
They'll be
surface.
here also, 11 per
Yeah,
hour.
yeah, they'll be here the 11th, we can ask them.
Your auditors,
Yes. They're gonna have an exit meeting, I think, Thursday.
I did.
Please.
gonna look for my email from Lori.
Your safety supplies, is that one?
That's your uniform, annual uniforms. Our sent off cabinet, like our first aid kits. All that kind of stuff. Eye wash stations, the monthly fee,
You guys have to switch to the new hard hats, like state.
we haven't been told that. I bought hard hats 2 years ago and there were still a few left upstairs, so like if somebody new comes in, I've heard about it. I've heard about Colt
Look
told
like
me
a
about the
baseball
new ones.
Player helmet.
Have a big brim on them,
Got-
yeah.
Well, they come, side shields come down the side, the chin strap.
Oh, they're gonna like that.
No, I haven't. got
And
any like that.
here's the statement I got from Lori Rogers. We would not have an issue with wages being paid from local road and street if the wages are directly related to a project cost that is covered by local road and street. Maintenance costs are covered So providing the wages were directly related to the maintenance of the road only. And they could be paid from local road and street. I mean, I guess it's
Sounds like they
fine.
need to ask Lori if mowing would fall under that.
I can do that right now, see if we get an answer.
So you get to 1173. While she's waiting on that. We'll go on. That's. No, you're right, I just. So did you move your foreman in District 1 too? Cause I see 25 is a 0.
So we started budgeting, we wanted to start budgeting 1173. We hadn't done that past week. We did it through lateral appropriation transfers. So I started off with 50%, for these, and then they can be adjusted as they needed. But yes, everything had been 0 previously because we weren't budgeting those items.
This really needs to be done because 1176 was too overloaded with sales for some benefits. That's why I was hollering about it all over long. There was too much in there.
And I think the reason, and I could be wrong, the reason it wasn't ever really done, it's not because nobody didn't know how to do it, it's because I think Harris, made it really difficult, and that's why it was always done through, that's what I was told. And it was done through transfers. Or maybe nobody knew to do it.
I think we talked about it, I just think nobody took the step to do it, to be honest. Cause it's a matter of setting up, it makes it a lot easier on you in the long run, that you're not worrying about flipping it back. And it will help avoid that shortage. I mean, I've got this sheet this year and both will fund the way you have them budgeted. Just barely. 1176 is only like $14,000 to the good, but it doesn't. I mean, and we'll be able to see that, so we don't have that issue that we've had.
We worked hard at that.
I had this discussion with Chance last week. Since you got your one down right now, District Prelims. And what would be the thought of re-looking at your way your highway department goes and take it out of districts? Have like road forms. Maybe you only have 2 instead of 3.
Didn't we do that?
We've talked about this.
I mean, didn't we talk about, there was a,
The only thing I see is a lot of times when you get in districts, you got people that just want to go across lines.
Well, we've taken care of that.
Yeah, we've changed
We,
that.
you're right about that, but we changed that. We move them where we need it on a daily, weekly basis. Whatever we need to do. We'll take a whole district and move it over to another one. That's a special project, you know, okay?
I thought,
Today, for example, I've got Nathan Webster working in District 1 with Michael Laswell. It's usually a District 2. So,
Just a few weeks ago, Morton's crew down there, and 3 of them, the whole crew was in 1 because we were falling behind.
Right.
Maintenance.
Well, it just seems like that's what was happening.
And it was, it used
At
to-
one time, you're correct.
you're absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's a highway department, it's the county's highway
It
department.
is, that's right.
It's not the District 1 highway department.
Well, we even crossed that bridge with equipment. So this equipment belongs to Biden, no,
Right.
it's used in the county wherever we need it.
didn't we several years ago change it to a superintendent and assistant superintendent? And then it went back a year or 2 later to the 3 foremans.
yeah.
Am I dreaming that, or?
No, that was talked about it.
We did do it.
Yeah, we done it.
Yeah,
That was before my time.
But it didn't work.
it didn't work, yeah.
from what I've been able to read, I think that lasted 1 year.
Okay.
I think it was,
I don't remember exactly why it didn't work, but I remember we tried it.
Yeah, 2014.
that what year it was.
That sounds about right.
I've been coming down here that long.
Yeah.
Holy.
14 or 15, I think you come in 15.
Trying to do is get rid of the problem we had.
Yeah.
On high flies, we have fun.
So, you get all, but
We pretty much got that.
you've been there longer.
It's easier to have it.
I remember asking.
There was Christian's second year.
Because you
Okay.
keep a better
That was
house.
the first year she
I
wanted me
remember
to
asking
come.
you up there
Yeah.
to Indianapolis if you would do it.
She come in here,
Daily
been
basis.
together.
That's what it has.
We need help.
Yeah.
And you especially need that on inclement weather,
When we got there,
snowstorms.
we have fun.
I can remember first meeting.
They
They
wouldn't
wouldn't down through this, but now if you're behind, you know, I'm shuffle people.
Yeah, well, as long as you got that addressed, then I don't have an issue with it, but I just know that that was a thing.
It was.
Yeah. So as long as that thing's been fixed, yes.
So office equipment jumped from 3,000 to 10,000. Special need there.
Which one are we on?
We're on 1176. Department 533.
I think earlier it may have been just combining line items. I can't remember specifically what.
533-40-40. Also.
Office equipment. Yeah, that was just combining multiple line items, I'm sure. We tried to do that a lot. Not have it spread across 5 different line items for the same thing.
What?
Yeah, I can't remember.
So have you got raises figured in on everybody?
I do. I do on my 1170s, yes.
So we're gonna have to kind of watch that if we give across the board raises. They're already in here. Well, the way they're split up, it's gonna be hard to figure it out.
Well, we can tell by the salary ordinance what they're making.
Okay.
They're hourly, right? Most of them.
They're even I'm hourly, everybody. Highway department's hourly.
Okay, so it'd just be a matter of putting it on the hourly rate and then making sure there's enough to feed in it.
Don't you worry.
On, the equipment you may have already explained this, the equipment operators, 187. You have it in 2 places.
One is 1173 for when they're doing restricted work, one is 1176 when they're doing maintenance work. That's why it's 2 different places. Yeah, you can have a day.
Is there a reason why that wasn't in this one before?
That's what we were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah.
That we did 1173. We just would do a transfer. Lateral transfer. When we were paying it out of 1176 and to make it easier on Wendy and me.
Yeah, that's what y'all were talking about.
And we even went in and set it up in charts. Where when you're entering timesheets and code it right then, this is restricted.
Yeah.
Changes it, and then when I give it to Tristan, he knows $500, to make a number, $500 is restricted, $400 is unrestricted, and then that's their paycheck.
So where it gets pulled from one fund out of the other.
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of like that.
1176.
That's clear, look.
Well,
Go down here, you'll see.
yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay.
Well, that's where I was jumping in.
Yeah.
Where you at, Chad?
1138.
7:38.
Well, then I guess you gotta go to. So that's basically bridge repairs as long as.
Bridge inspection.
Yeah, out of the Cap fund, we've been treating that as our bridge fund for a while. We had that large federal loan payment that came out. So it kind of took the balance of that way down, but there's enough in there right now that I felt comfortable doing 50,000 in repairs. I've got one bridge I've got spec'd out, that we might be able to put out for bid. Figure the repairs for that to be less than 50,000.
Did you ever get the nails along Ridge?
Every Monday. Every Monday he goes down there.
I guess if you go to. Fund 4902, then that's for Sean. Yeah. So gas, oil, and lube went from 71,000 to 250,000.
Well, if you remember, we came back in at the beginning of the year, and put the rest of the money back into that because it had been cut out. That's how much had been left, but we run anywhere from 200 to 250 a year, sometimes more, sometimes less. Now that we've gone to gas ambulances, we're using a lot more gasoline and less diesel fuel, but that really is kind of negligible because we don't pay taxes on diesel. So our gas and diesel, there's not that much difference in what we pay for it.
The new ambulances got gas motor instead of diesel.
Yes.
We got the 7.3s. Yes. Yeah. We've had good luck out there.
What's 150,000 for vehicles for?
On out of which fund?
So we're on the 4904.
Riverboat. So we wanted to do next year, replace at least one tractor because those John Deere tractors are 13 or 14 years old. And then, so one of those payments would be for a tractor. And the other one would be potentially a lease on a new grader. Caterpillar had quoted us a 3-year lease. I don't remember now exactly what it was, but a portion of that equipment would also be for a lease payment. We've looked at leasing versus buying because if you lease them, you get a brand new grader every 3 years. And then you get the equity back out of them when you turn them back in. If you do it through the Caterpillar's program that they have for government units, seems like it would be a lot more economical on us to lease those graders than to buy them and run them to death. You're never paying maintenance, oil changes and stuff, but you're never paying major repairs on them.
You looking at 12 or 14?
I think he quoted both.
But I'm just saying that just to give him an idea of the purchase price. Is
400,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 right there.
I think, there was quoted in 2019, it was 240 or 250, and now they're 379, 389.
Well, leasing's the best option.
And I know, I know DuBois County has started leasing their graders, and Harrison County, I haven't talked to Kevin, but I read in the paper that they were looking at going to leasing all their graders too, because the cost of a grader is just too much.
Did you say how much that is on, please?
It would be an annual, you could do it annual or monthly.
What's it compared to purchasing, about the same amount you're paying out a year? I'm just wondering what that looks like.
I'd have to have, I don't have the breakdown in front of me, but it's considerably less because,
It's less, isn't it?
yes.
Plus the 3 years, then you would get another new grader.
And they're supposed to give you the equity difference towards the next purchase price.
That seems like a no-brainer.
It seems like a no-brainer, and they promote it hard because
Which
You don't-
don't.
you don't have to do anything. There's no bidding because it's all done through Sourcewell. And it's all recognized by the State Board of Accounts or in state of Indiana. So you're not making a $400,000 purchase, you're making a $200,000 3-year lease.
What graders? What, I see one of our biggest issues with the county roads being the ditches. And a grader sometimes is just too aggressive. And having a good grader operator too is probably actually higher issue than, what type of equipment is out there lease wise that you can do ditch cleaning?
Well, like Morton said, a mini excavator, we have 2 of those now. And my opinion, that's what should have been bought instead of new backhoes years ago, because they're a lot more maneuverable. There's a piece of equipment, used to be called an 80 loader too.
Is that the one that's like a side mount that?
Conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Conveyor feeds into the
Right,
dump.
right. That's what, I mean, I see that.
But those are like 300,000. I've never seen a lease option on one of those.
Something of that nature. I've seen the ones that mount on, just like a 3/4, or just like a boom mower. Is that the same?
No, this is a mounted piece of equipment.
Oh, Dubois County's got one.
They got an old one from the 70s.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, Davis County said they'd give it somebody, but so it takes an acre of safety clearance because it throws the stuff so far. But no, I was thinking, and I've seen them, they're bigger. As far as it mounts like a boom mower, with a mouse on the back, big hydraulic, and it goes over and it just, that head cleans up and then it brings in a conveyor type system into a truck or it's under everything on, or it puts it out into the roadway and then you have something loaded at the end of there, but.
I got a quote on one of those, like you're talking about. There's a company out of northern Indiana that sells, I think they're called Hurricane. That is down right.
And
They're like $300,000 too, even the PTO driven ones that mount on the cab like that.
And I didn't, I was there when it broke on it.
I just feel like
I don't think he was.
that's a piece of equipment. It's something that, like a
PSC, it's coming in the road.
I don't know, I just know, I know a mini's gonna be the easiest fix, but something that's designed to clean ditches. You get a paint roller to roll paint, you get a ditch cleaner to clean ditches.
So I guess my question is, if we're not talking about payroll, we're just talking about your budget. If we don't cut nothing, so you won't have no reason to come and ask for anything like that.
Barring a
Barney,
$500,000 slide, like
Any
that.
update,
Well, I understand that.
Bridge fall in the river.
is there any updates on the federal?
It'll be a while.
Okay.
We've got the congressional appeal started. They move slow. They still email about projects that are completed and they'll want updates. Well, it's still completed, They were down here, they come down again and we spent a whole day with them, didn't we? And we went everywhere in the county. And, you'd think if a disaster declaration's been approved by the president, the governor, it would be as simple as, yep, this is done. Here's your reimbursement.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know when we'll see any money, if we'll see any money.
We'll be dealing with this for years.
Yep.
So, but just so you know, the budget that's been presented is less than the new money anticipated coming in. And, in both local road, street and highway. And last year, since they were in one, I'll help you out here. Last year, the highway budgeted 2.2 million. And this year they're budgeting 2.3. So they're real spot on.
You're all good at mark it down. First time in history we didn't cut nothing.
Yeah, whoa, we don't say that.
I'm counting.
Wouldn't get his hopes up too much.
Well,
Christmas.
I think you can see, we've been trying to do as good a job, better job, trying to improve as we go along. So,
Really getting the 1176 and 3 it's been a task getting that straightened out, because for a long time, everything just came out of 1176.
Mm.
And that's why at one time, there was $2 million being carried over, and you got 0 in here and 2 million over here. That's not a good, that's lopsided.
We worked on it, got it better.
Jake, I have a question, or maybe you might,
I mean, create.
might be able to answer this. Can counties act? The road got me thinking, these queries, for some sort of road usage or minerals coming out of our county or
Natural resources.
natural
Honestly,
resources.
I don't know. I really.
And
And
help
timber could be brought.
I think they
Be sure about that.
Yeah, I don't know, cause up where I'm at, they don't have mineral in the ground like that.
Well, we try to
Come back, we don't have.
tax on the overweight, and they wanted to park me at the state, so.
is there not a way we can hit them somehow to help maintain these roads?
I've heard that question asked, and like Jackie, I never heard a good answer to it.
Oh, the slide off didn't work.
No, that's what really made me mad, is they didn't offer to do anything.
They would have done that.
Yeah. Yeah,
They would have helped us.
they would have helped. Now they're
All right. You all have a good day.
Thank you, bye-bye.
thanks.
We're gonna go to lunch, we're getting in Troy's lunchtime.
It's over, yeah. Like Snickers commercial, getting angry.
I do have one question. Okay,
Y'all are good.
you guys, I'm sure everybody knows that chances are, okay, you're going to another job, okay? And I know you guys are going back and you're all gonna be looking at wages, okay? No, you're not discussing that. I'd like you all to consider that position and Aaron's position, where we can get them an exempt, as exempt employees. And put enough money in county highway, then we can hire somebody, okay? It's up to you guys, I'd just like y'all to look at that.
The highway superintendent should automatically be an exempt employee,
Yes.
Well, he should,
but the administrative
it's
person,
never been in.
under federal law, he's exempt.
Yeah.
But the highway administrator, she doesn't fall under the criteria.
I'm not talking about her.
Oh.
I'm talking about Chance's job.
Right.
Superintendent.
Right.
These positions like that are very competitive, and other counties, they pay $70,000 or so. It's about every, it's just difficult to hire somebody that, and that job is.
Just try to help us.
Evolved into a tough situation. It's so many regulations, so much grant work, it's just so different.
So he's gone, he is gone.
He's
Yeah.
gone.
He didn't even say goodbye.
I guess he will.
I hate to see it, but he will.
Anyway, I just wanted.
I think the year talk's over.
I had an engineer reach out to me.
They have council.
I had an engineer reach out to me.
Good.
Did you?
Have him have him turn
You'll get $40,000 if he
Yeah,
comes on.
that's what Andy does the community crossings. So there's another $30,000 savings.
yeah,
Send him down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
He said you're that close.
yeah, okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thank you.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Cause that gets $40,000.
But that's. They still doing that?
Yeah.
So see, inside the thing though.
It's really.
You set this, you set that at 70 and you don't put that guy.
I know.
You get,
Go ahead, but I-
Then you just amend the salary ordinance.
you have it, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but-
There's no way to do that right now until you see who they are.
Yeah, I would have said something.
If you hire that guy, yeah, I'd probably be part of that, because he's gonna save you money.
Yeah, you could even go up higher, just add 40,000 to chance of pay, easy. And you're
So
making.
get him up to 80 if you get an engineer, but you're getting